Gustafson shooting for the empty net. It's a goalie goal. A power play goal for the Minnesota Wild goaltenders. Philip Gustafson.
Let's get nasty on a Wednesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. That was Chris Kerber on the call last night as the Blues fell.
What?
In their home opener to the Minnesota Wild, a team that they had.
That sound right, Jamie?
Played very well in previous games.
Did you guys see that it was Devontae Adams' first practice with the Jets?
Yeah, no, we saw that. Absolutely.
What do you think, where do you think he slots in? How hard's the playbook to learn?
Well, it depends on, if it's similar to what you've gone through in the past. It takes a minute to kind of catch up and get up to speed. But they'll put some simple routes in there, simple
I was going to say, can they just say, hey, go do what you want?
Pretty much. Aaron can tell them what to run. And it might be the same thing you ran, with Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, he'll run the red line.
Yeah, run the red line.
The red line.
The red line. The center ice. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, huh?
No, I'm talking about the red line, Carey. See, what they do is in college and in practice, they have this line about 4 or 5 yards inside the out-of-bounds line.
Yep.
And they say to ride the line.
Yeah.
So you're in that area so that you have a little buffer to catch those passes.
What about the red and the blue line? The blue line.
No, there's no
the
blue line. From what I understand.
He's trying to talk about Devontae Adams, so let's do that, okay?
Yeah.
So here's the thing with Devontae Adams. He don't play defense, much like the Blues last night. Jamie, let's talk about the Blues.
That's not true. Halfway through that game, they'd only give that 2 periods.
18 shots on 5 at
2
one point when I
periods
looked
into that
up.
game, they'd only given up 12 shots on goal.
My fault. Offensively, you stunk last night, too.
What's the
Well, the
problem?
referee called back 2 goals.
Almost there. He almost snuck one in at the second period.
Yeah, I was only a second and a half too late.
Yep.
This is the fourth game where they've gotten down by multiple goals to begin the game. Like what's going on there? I'm not. Now listen, I am the hockey guy, but I do go to you because you actually played the game. I just watch it a lot. That's where I got my hockey knowledge from.
So what happened, Carey, is the other team scored twice before the Blues, and therefore they got down by a couple of goals.
Well, that sounds like baseball. That's what I tell Anthony.
Yeah.
You score more, you win. He's still doing the research on that. He doesn't believe me.
Well, I got a thesis going on.
Okay.
Didn't really work out last night, though.
No, it didn't. No.
Anthony, you wanted to pull the goalie at the beginning of the game.
First 5 minutes.
Whereas they actually pulled the goalie at the end of the game, and the other team's
And then we
goalie
saw history.
scored.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Now that's cool.
That wasn't.
It
wasn't.
Not if you're a Blue. Or a Blue fan. Blues fan.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It was kind of cool.
The game is pretty much over at that point. There's 8 seconds left. It doesn't matter.
I don't
3-1,
like it.
4-1. Do you care?
Oh, yeah, the goalie celebrating after he scores in
It's
your
kinda cool.
building.
It was kind of cool.
They were real excited.
They were very
Apparently, it doesn't
excited.
happen very often. I don't know.
Like 18 times ever.
That happened once in your building, so you got to see history last
I
night
thought,
if you were still sticking around.
Quite honestly, if I had to put money down on my Circus Sports Illinois app, prop bet, if I had to do that, I would have picked Hofer or Bennington to be one of the first goalies to score at the Enterprise Center, not Gustafson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, ultimately, what went sideways for the Blues last night?
Honestly, all jokes aside, it was a bit of a weird night. You're in the building, and maybe because I'm up in the alumni box, maybe the feel isn't the same, but the energy just seemed low. Like they had a really cool video to start it all out, and it's just like a hyped video, and you're supposed to get going.
Yeah, you're supposed to get hyped.
Crowd kind of get hyped, and then as soon as the game started, it was quiet. I was like, I remember I was sitting there with other alumni players. I'm like, man, does the building seemed kind of quiet, And it was. Now, in fairness to the people who paid their money to go down, there wasn't a whole lot to cheer about. No goals, not a whole lot of hits, no fights, and some of the things that people like the most.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. It just was kind of awkward that way, and it's almost like the Blues got into a bit of an autopilot thing where they're doing well, just run it back. It wasn't succeeding, but they were still outplaying Minnesota. Then they got that one greasy little power play goal. Nick Leddy turns the wrong way on that one. It was a bit of a broken play to begin with, but hey, Nick Leddy's a veteran player. He knows he's got to make that play. And Hartman gets in and fires at 5-hole on Binnington. Well, that certainly didn't help the energy overall in the building or for the Blues, but it just was kind of like this, I don't know. They're playing hockey, but weren't accomplishing much.
A little bit of a slog.
A little bit, yeah. The neutral zone play was a little sloppy. The one thing I'm going to have to hold the Blues accountable here is they're not getting the pucks in deep enough. They're turning pucks over at the blue line, whether it's trying to carry it in through coverage or trying to make a little cute play at the blue line. And it's killing any of the team speed that we've talked about. Like I was talking to John Kielski in the hallway. He's like, I thought that we're supposed to be a lot faster. But we are. But you also have to put the puck in to go get it. And for whatever reason, the Blues right now are a little reluctant to go fetch the puck. And it's not exactly beautiful hockey to watch at times. But so you guys talk about this all the time. You run the ball, you run the ball, you run the ball to open up the pass. Or play action to see who's covering who. And like the same in hockey, you come up there and you chip it in, go get it. Chip it in, go get it. The next time you come up the ice, the defenseman might be cheating.
Yeah.
He thinks you're chipping it in. He's going to back 3 feet off the blue line. Now all of a sudden you can enter the zone with full control and make a play. But you can't do that against a team that wants to hold the blue line the whole night and you just keep skating into it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So that's the part of the game I thought the Blues certainly could have identified it earlier and used it to their advantage, but it just didn't end up that way.
Yeah, it was unfortunate to watch. And then, of course, you get the shorthanded goal where...
Well, he hit the stanchion. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Justin Falk goes to the boards to, block it in, which he's supposed to do. It kind of hits the stanchion or one of the camera things where the ESPN thing...
Yeah, it took it weird.
Which, by the way, is supposed to be blown dead when it hits that. So that's a little bit of a... I don't know. Referee says it didn't hit the camera. He says it hit the stanchion, which is part of the actual thing. Fine. Then it kicks out. Justin Falk now is not in the right lane, and that springs their guy, who then drops the reverse shoulder and folds Carey like a lawn chair.
Man.
But he wasn't expecting it. I wouldn't be expecting it. You're on a back check. You don't think someone's just jammed the brakes
Seriously.
on?
As a hockey fan, hockey player, again, we're not trying to root for the other team, but that was a good hockey play.
That was a good hockey play.
It was a good hockey play. I can respect that.
Play.
And you bury it in between the pipes.
And Carey's flying.
Oh, yeah.
So that one's
he's not expecting it.
He's not expecting it.
Big boy.
So he gets dropped, slides into Binnington, and then he's able to put it in. So now you're down 2 Cobb. 2,
and then Nick Leddy has a tough play. So he's a veteran guy. When it's not your night, I was trying to tell Randy and Danny Mac and Brooke this morning, as a veteran guy, when it's not your night. And when it isn't, you make sure that you take the plays that are available to you.
Sure.
And when there's no play that presents itself, you get the puck into the next zone. So if you're in the defensive zone, you get to the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Neutral zone, you get into the offensive zone. Get it away from your net.
Makes sense.
A safe play. And, or you can then be physical and all things. But Nick Leddy's not a physical player, so he just has to become a very smart, safe player at that time. And when you watch that play, Colton Parayko makes a great play behind the net with two attackers on him, moves the puck behind the net to Nick Leddy. He takes a couple of strides, thought he could have taken a couple of harder strides, some powerful strides up the ice. That disrupts the defense. Could have been tired. I don't know, whatever. Takes a couple of soft strides, and he's waiting. Jake Neighbors doesn't give him a good route on that one. He's puck support, but it's an awful route. He would have had to pass it up his rear end, which could have got him murdered at that point. Jake Neighbors, if he opens up towards the wall, it's an easy pass, tape to tape, you're out of the zone. He doesn't, so Nick Leddy looks beyond Jake Neighbors, tries to find a pass in the middle of the ice, gets knocked down by their best line. Worst case scenario. Then Kaprizov drop pass over, shot off the through, hits Colton Parayko's foot right to the Wild player, back of the net.
Yep.
Jamie, talk to me about the goals that weren't allowed. The Carey goal, that's a quick whistle. How soon are the referees supposed to blow the whistle? Is it supposed to be known that the puck is covered and not still moving? Because I know oftentimes you see players jabbing at it, trying to get it loose, but that's a quick whistle. And then the second goal, what takes place?
Okay, so
what took place?
Let's talk about the Carey no goal.
Yeah.
So the goaltenders are treated a lot now like quarterbacks in the NFL.
Very soft.
Well,
yeah. Okay. I don't like
and
that
the referees are trying to avoid someone chopping a goalie's hand off.
Okay.
Because that's what we used to do, is he played to the whistle. And as soon as that goalie got his hand on the puck, you just start chopping. You didn't care. Break his fingers, get the puck out of there, whatever it is. So now they're trying to take away from that, because that obviously caused a lot of fights and scuffles,
injuries,
things like that, injuries.
Yeah.
So as soon as the goalie has it under his glove with full possession, to blow the whistle. 2, which he did not have it covered last night. 2 is if the referee loses sight of the puck, the referee, it's his judgment to determine on whether or not that puck is playable or not, but he cannot see the puck. Therefore, he has to judge it as a non-playable puck, meaning it's under the goalie somewhere.
Got you.
So he blows the whistle. It is what it is.
Okay.
There'll be a time this year where the Blues have one like that against them, and we'll be like, oh, yeah,
Thank you.
good, all right. Hockey karma,
Yeah.
you know? And as far as the Suter goal, it was about a second and a half too late.
So it's not when it's shot, it has to actually be.
It's not like basketball.
See, I always thought it was when the shot was taken. I never knew it was once it had to actually cross the line.
When it crosses the goal line, there has to be
ridiculous.
time left on the clock.
And the full puck has to be over the goal line.
No
It should be
pucking
on
around.
the shot. No pucking around.
Nope.
It should be on the shot. I think that should be a rule change. Who I need to talk to? I
don't hate the rule. I mean, doesn't
Gary
matter.
Bettman,
What's his number, Jamie?
if you can find him.
Okay.
Here, I have it right here.
Yeah. Thank you. You want to give it over there?
Yeah, I got it under a different name.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Let's get into some NFL four downs. Which trade involving a wide receiver wound up having the bigger impact? Devontae Adams or Amari Cooper? That's part of the four downs next on 101 ESPN.
There is nothing better than being in Las Vegas at the Circus Sportsbook, world's biggest sportsbook, and watching all the games and placing your bets, looking at all the odds, the tight money lines, the prop bets, until now. Circus Sports Illinois has an app, and now you can bring the world's largest sportsbook right to your fingertips, and it's got that old school Vegas model to it. It's catering to those who are familiar with betting, which is why the lines are as aggressive as they are. There's no promos. The promo is the price and the payout for Circus Sports Illinois app, and there's tight money line splits, and they have no betting limits. It really is an exceptional app. It's user-friendly, so easy to use and navigate. My good buddy Derek Stevens, who owns Circus Sports, he definitely wanted to bring that massive sports book to the palm of your hand, and he has done it in an incredible way. So please don't miss out on the action. Download and bet like a pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today and join in on the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Let's do some NFL four downs now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Marsh, go.
First down.
All right, Anthony, you teased it in the last segment, but our first question is, which trade involving a wide receiver will wind up having the bigger impact? Is it Davante Adams to the Jets or Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills?
D, none of the above.
There's not even a C.
Yeah, man, C is both. D is none of the above.
Ooh, yeah, that is true.
I didn't know you were
that.
I thought it was just true or false.
No,
True or true is what you're looking for, actually, Anthony.
In the standardized test that we used to take as children, D was all of the above.
D
or none of the above.
Or
Yes.
none of the above.
Yeah, see, I didn't do well on the on that ACT test, but
Same.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I do know that was an option.
I'm sure Jamie didn't even take it.
Must be a running theme.
Yeah, on this show. Yep. That
On
happens.
most shows, probably.
Probably. Here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe BK. BK probably did well.
He was probably a 3.8 student.
Yeah.
Hey, we still got accepted into college, though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. In fact, he got accepted to another school and decided to ghost
Said
them.
the heck with
Yeah.
those guys.
Right.
Who wants to wear maize and blue, huh?
A lot of people.
They do, actually.
Quite a few.
Yes, a lot of people. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
All right, so Carey's skating. He's
say,
avoiding the
well,
question.
I
What
don't
was the
think-
question?
Which receiver, which trade is going to make the biggest impact? Amari Cooper to the Bills or Davante Adams to the Jets?
I think Amari Cooper to the Bills will.
I disagree.
He went with D. None of the above.
Yeah, C is both.
They didn't offer that.
That's what I told him.
Jamie,
You can't
this is
ask
a
a question-
standardized test. It's always an option.
No, it's not.
A, B, C, or D. They do say go with C if you're unsure, but
Which is
I went with
both.
D.
Who's they?
But you had A and B.
A lot of people say it.
I can't answer this truthfully now that I know there's hidden options.
Hey, listen, it's neither.
Why?
Because Aaron Rodgers and the Jets aren't good enough because they just aren't. Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, is he's looking for people to blame and not looking in the mirror, which I think is a terrible thing. And I've told you all, the best version of the Buffalo Bills is when they run the football and don't rely on Josh Allen to throw it 35 to 40 times.
Yeah, but when he throws it like 15
When
to
he-
20, it'd be nice to have somebody to throw it to.
Yeah, they did last week, and they won. They beat the Jets 23 to 20.
Yeah, I think Amari Cooper will have a bigger impact on the Bills.
All right, we're going to be throwing that ball 35 times. 18 completions. 2 of them to the other team.
Oh my goodness.
I think Amari Cooper's the answer too. Look, this whole thing with the Jets is not going to work. It really hasn't. They're all in on this Aaron Rodgers experiment. It hasn't worked. They've allowed him to do whatever he's wanted. Hey, you want Randall Cobb? You want Alan Lazard? I want Devontae
Get
now.
all of
You
them.
want
All right,
Nathaniel
well,
Hackett?
I don't want Robert Saleh. They have done everything that he seemingly has asked for,
it has
including I
not
think
worked.
backloading. They got the truck full of the ayahuasca juice just on the
They're
back
passing it
door
out
of
at
the
stadium,
MetLife Stadium.
At the facility?
Yep.
And they walk in, get your
It's
juice.
ready to go. This ain't gonna work.
If they win the Super Bowl, they won't be pouring Gatorade on their head coach. It'll be ayahuasca.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be high as a kite walking into that post game.
And we wouldn't want it any other way.
I agree.
Second down.
All right, guys, it's now the time for the Steelers to switch to Russell Wilson, or would it be a mistake?
I think it's a mistake. Carey. I understand what you're saying with like the timing. Hit the
Well,
back foot, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop, hit the time. Russell
get the
Wilson
ball.
wasn't that guy anyways.
Well,
he was
he's-
never a good pocket passer.
He's going to be a little bit better in those throws than Justin Fields has been.
I'll give you that, but Arthur Smith's passing game is way too complicated.
I hope whoever plays quarterback this weekend throws for 450 yards.
Who do they got?
The Jets.
That's not going to happen.
Why not? Oh, no, they're going to run for 250. You're right.
I think you have a better shot at running for 250 than passing for 400.
Probably. But I don't have a. Here's my thing. If I do trust Mike Tomlin, maybe I go into this blindly. I just kind of have seen him do it long enough to know that he knows what's best for his team and where they are in those moments and what direction they need to go. If he feels that Russell Wilson gives them the best option to win the game, that's the only reason why he would put him in. It's not for Mike T does not care about what we care about. Like, he doesn't care what we think. He doesn't care. Like, if we listened to the Jerry Jones interview, he wouldn't give a damn what those people were talking about. I don't give a damn what you say. You don't know what I know. So he honestly is not. It's not for public consumption. It's not because of what everyone else is saying. It's because he truly, if he makes that decision, he truly believes in his heart that Russell gives them the best opportunity to win that game and maybe the games going forward than what Justin Fields does. So if he believes that with that much conviction, who am I to differ on that opinion? I'm not in that. I'm not in that room, in that office, in that facility every single day at practice watching those guys. So if that's the decision, now there are some coaches that might make that decision, and you be like, that's a dumbass decision. What is he doing? He doesn't have a clue. Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, wouldn't be one of those people.
Jamie? Pure mistake.
Switching it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Why the hell would you give that weirdo the ball at this point? Not one
He
guy.
hasn't had a chance to say his
There's
saying
a reason
yet.
he hasn't had a
Let's
chance.
steal. More money.
No.
Nobody in that.
I thought that's what the thing was.
The Broncos.
Nobody in that locker room wants him under center except for himself.
Yeah, I disagree.
Nobody. I talked to a few guys. They told me.
I said, no, thank you.
Didn't you guys see Russell Wilson walking into the locker room saying, "Hey guys, thanks for having my back. I saw some of the emails and things like that you all sent me, and I really appreciate it." And the guys are like,
Yeah, not us.
"Not us.
Listen,
You sent those emails to yourself."
from different
We all
screen
know it.
names. He's totally that guy, by the way. Oh,
yeah.
He's totally that guy to have like 7 Twitter
Yes.
accounts.
Yeah.
And be like, man, Steelers should play Wilson.
Yep.
Switch counts quickly.
Totally.
Or you just text Carey and Carey will write it.
I'm not, I want the Steelers to win. I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't. I said use both of them. The hell do I know? Man.
At the same time? Can you do that?
Well, you can put them both on the field at once.
Good. No
You run a
running
trick
back.
play.
Well, one of them's a
run-
running back.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Russell Wilson who was like, Justin Fields going to be a great punt returner? He's awesome. He's going to be a
He
great
didn't
returner.
say that.
He probably
He
did.
didn't say that.
He probably did try
not
to
say
plant
that.
the seed.
Nah, he
Told
didn't
the
say
media.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're using Justin as a returner.
Nah.
It's going to be amazing.
We're going to give Russell a little bit of credit.
Why?
No,
Take
we're not.
away.
What has he done
Let's
recently?
Let's
to deserve
forget about the last
any
2 years
latitude?
in Denver and focus on.
He was a scumbag in Seattle, too. His teammates couldn't stand him.
Well,
Scumbag.
True,
in
you know.
Seattle.
Oh, sorry, you wouldn't know because you'd have to contact his publicist to get a hold of him first.
well, see, that's a problem internally because that should have been nipped in the bud in a team meeting. Hey, man, figure it out now. Like, and I've been on the team where that has happened, so I've seen it. Hey, you don't want to sign autographs for your teammates? Yeah, you do, and yes, you will. Make it happen. Simple. Teammates take care of the business. Don't nobody. You know.
I know this. That's why I'm like I can't defend
However, we got
anything.
it. That's on the team. If you allowed him to be that type of person in your locker room, then that's on the team.
Yeah, but at some point, Carey, so let's just walk down that street for a second here, okay? You're confronting Russell Wilson, and you say, enough's enough, and he
Yeah.
says, oh, yeah, dog, I got you, yeah, and nothing changes. Now what? So what? Okay, so let's the next day or the
Who
next
does he say that to?
doesn't matter.
Because if he says it to a certain position group, being the 5 people that block for him, I think that changes.
Maybe not. He doesn't care. He's getting paid.
Yeah, you care if you got a D tackle in your face every third play.
I agree. It sucks. But still, ultimately, it may not be enough to make him change his mind.
Yeah, I think that they.
The fact that he did that to begin with is what's concerning to me.
But you've seen people like that. You know, you've
Not
had
that bad.
But you've had maybe not a publicist, but you had teammates with blinders on, and there is nothing in the world that matters except for what they are doing.
Yeah.
And that level of
But I can
selfishness
still call him and say hi.
Yeah, I'm sure you were the guy they wanted to talk to.
All right, because Carey and Jamie went over. We're going to carry this over.
Oh, wow. He just sewered us, Carey.
Nah, it's okay. We'll
This
take
guy.
it. It's our fault.
This guy.
We apologize.
You too.
I don't apologize for
fourth down.
nothing.
Marsh, let's get these guys.
Yeah, he just said teammates keep other teammates accountable.
Exactly.
Yep. That's what he's doing for us.
Yep.
We got to be better. So let's do 3rd and 4th
Don't you
down.
dare
He does
ask
it
me.
all the time. It's kind of lost its thing. You know,
Hey, don't you dare ask me for an autograph from one of your kids.
That Falcons team's doing pretty good.
The Pelicans.
don't you dare ask me for another Pelicans video.
Going to need it for the Dragonflies this time.
man.
Lincoln's a Dragonfly. All right. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. We'll continue our NFL 4 downs next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers back with you here, joined by my good friend Tracy Bibb from the Bibb Agency. Hey, Tracy, I'm seeing a trend that's concerning to me, and it's where people make claims with their insurance companies, and then that company ends up dropping them. Please tell me this is not going on with the Bibb Agency.
It is not, but it is happening with a lot of our competitors, and that's why it's a great time to give us a call. But what we're seeing is, and especially even with some of the hail damage that we had earlier this year, hail, wind, we are seeing competitors dropping clients. They're also changing their deductible from maybe you had a $1,000 deductible at one point in time, but now you have a 1% deductible, which is ever changing because anytime that your home value changes on your coverage, that deductible is going to change too. So great time to give us a call. We also have a brand new auto product, been saving a lot of people money, especially if you have youthful drivers with multi-vehicles in the household.
Well, I certainly have youthful drivers in the household, so we'll have to catch up after the show, Tracy. But for you people out there listening, give Tracy Bibb a call for a free non-committal quote. Even if you have questions regarding your own insurance policies or anything in general, give her a call at 314-328-4260. That's 314-328-4260. Tracy, thank you so much for everything.
Thanks so much. Go Blues.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues fall to the Minnesota Wild in their home opener, a 4-1 final. The Blues will take on the New York Islanders tomorrow with the pregame starting at 6 o'clock. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with our Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, at 4:15. So stay tuned for that one. Also, tonight you can listen to Game 3 of the NLCS. It's the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pregame for that one starts at 6:30. That series is all tied up at 1 game apiece. And the Yankees took a 2-0 series lead over the Cleveland Guardians with a 6-3 victory last night. We are going to continue our NFL 4 Downs. That's coming your way next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited.
So we ask you again, Carey.
After hearing that, Carey, how you feel?
Would going to Russell Wilson, would that be a mistake?
Nah, it's okay.
What if he walked into Mike Tomlin's office and he said, "Hey, Coach, you can call me Mr. Unlimited"?
Mike T would probably say, "Hey, go. Let's get to work."
He would probably say, Russ,
"Hey,
shut your face.
let's go to work.
Let's get to work."
I ain't got time for that nonsense.
Yeah.
Can you play ball? That's all I care about.
No, not really.
You probably won't be playing. But we'll see.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Third down.
Well, guys, speaking of the Pittsburgh
Hold on, if you're
Steelers,
wondering, like, what happened to first and second? We took way too long in the last segment to do it. But yeah, so we're on third down.
We
Go
had
ahead,
an
Marsh.
injury timeout.
Injury timeout. Yes. Halftime.
speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, what team with a winning record has not been overly impressive?
Oh,
wow. Oh, Marsh,
that was a shot. That was an uncalled for
really
shot.
good.
That is uncalled for. Nah, you got slow
well
clap.
done.
Nah, I don't think that's necessary.
No, that was definitely worth a slow clap. That was incredible. Yeah. So besides the Steelers, who do you guys have? Because I think the Steelers are the poster child for this question.
Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
They're 3-2.
I think the Eagles are a good one.
They had one good week, week one, where they beat the Packers in Brazil. That was a good week.
Barely,
but the Packers are a good team.
they got.
The Packers are a good team.
They allowed a ton of yards and points.
That's a good team.
What? What do you
I
think?
think that. I mean, it might be the Eagles and
The Steelers.
What about Seahawks?
the Seahawks are 3-3. I think.
No, they're 3-2. Aren't they?
Are they 3-2?
Yeah.
No, they're 3-3.
They're 3-3.
Oh, I got a little something on my screen. A speck of like maybe Ferrario's blood from when they ripped that tape off.
Okay. Yeah, that was rough.
All right. So much for that.
I think the Eagles have not been impressive. I got a 5-1 team that I'm still waiting to see its best ball.
Houston Texans.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm still, like last week they looked sharp. They looked sharp against a team that in New England was starting a rookie quarterback. They're so devoid of talent.
This is terrible.
But I don't think Houston has been overly impressive, and maybe my expectations were just too high. But they're 5-1. I shouldn't be complaining, but I haven't had that wow moment yet from Houston.
What about the Chiefs? Are you?
No, that's the Chiefs. That's Kansas City. That's the way they play. And every year we get rope-a-doped into it. Well, not this year.
They have had
Not up in here.
4 of their 5 games have been one-score games.
So what? They won.
All right.
You have to be perfect to beat
And
the
the other
Chiefs.
one
They're
was
5-0. Are you
You
calling
have
them
to be
frauds
perfect.
at 5-0, Carey?
I'm not calling them frauds. We have a question that was asked by Marsh.
Don't you back
I was going
up
to say
now.
the Vikings, but I don't
Don't
want
you
to
swing and then kind of back up.
I ain't want to.
Carey's saying that the Chiefs are a little sus right now.
Yeah, that's what the young kids say. Sus.
Yeah, I think they use it differently,
suspect.
but that's fine.
Nah.
They've beaten Baltimore, who was your
They have.
favorite team,
By a toe.
and the team that you thought or the team that you think right now is the best in the NFL. They've beaten the Bengals, who are not great this year, but Cincinnati has been the team that has given them trouble.
Keep going.
Atlanta.
Should have been a pass interference call.
They beat the Chargers.
They stink.
Divisional team. And the Saints.
They stink too.
I'm hearing
They
a lot
also
of
had a
excuses.
quarterback that
And the Chargers
came in at the end of that game.
That was toward the end, though.
The Chargers. Didn't Justin Herbert get hurt in that game too?
Oh,
Did
he
he
was
get an
banged
ankle?
up for a while, but you don't like Justin Herbert.
He's the starting quarterback,
Carey
though,
hates
Anthony.
everybody.
Did you see Justin Herbert in the first half against Denver, by the way? I almost texted you.
should
Say,
have.
hey, put on this TV right now. This is why I like Justin Herbert. Against one of the best secondaries
What
in
did
the
he do
league.
in the second half?
Carved their ass up.
What did he do in the second half?
I don't know. I forget.
I changed the channel.
He actually put a Denver uniform on.
Oh, okay.
Bo Nix looked way better in the second half. I like Justin Herbert.
You do.
Anyways, it's the Steelers. That's the answer to this. Then it's the Eagles. It's the two Pennsylvania teams.
Okay.
That's the correct answer.
And teams that be playing in the Super Bowl.
Nick Sirianni's not leading that team back to the Super Bowl.
He won't have to be
Not without
there.
his coordinators.
He doesn't have to be there. What the hell are you talking about?
Maybe, you know what? If they get rid of him, maybe they will.
There you go.
Fourth down.
All right, guys. Speaking of coaches,
Bad coaches?
bad coaches, or coaches that should be fired, or are already fired. Robert Saleh has already been fired. If we set the over/under at 3.5 for the total number of head coaches fired by the end of the season, would you take the over or the under?
I'd probably take the under before the end of the season. Once the season is over, yeah, there's gonna be a few guys.
Yeah, but before, I think
It's tough to fire a
under.
coach mid-season.
I don't think Doug Peterson makes it back from London.
If they lose to New England, they might just leave him there. Hey, you catch your own, damn flight.
You fly commercial.
You figure it out, buddy. You're not getting back on this plane.
No.
You ain't gonna meet him at the goalpost like they did Herm Edwards at Arizona State. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Or Lane Kiffin. Remember, he was fired by Saban at the airport.
they
He's
didn't
like,
let
hey.
him on the plane, did they?
No.
What did before the national? Was it
done.
national championship?
Yes.
game? Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's like Gerard Gallant getting fired in Carolina, and they fired him at the rink and called a cab for him.
Pre-game?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It was like
That's
after
tough,
morning
man.
skate. He
Man.
arrived for the game that night, and they fired him.
Jeez.
There's pictures of him standing outside of the cab with his suitcases.
That's ridiculous.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But yeah, Lane Kiffin, like, you're done. We'll find somebody else to call these plays in the national title game. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got What's Trending next.
Time for your heating system check. Contact Air.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, my friends over at Scrap Mart Metals are who you need to call. They're tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. Job site cleanup can be a mess for contractors. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, excavator, or a contractor, Scrap Mart Metals recycling can make your job easier. If you own heavy equipment, it breaks down time and time again. It's frustrating. You have to repair it over and over again. It comes a point when the time ends. The time will come to end your suffering, and Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you're one of those do-it-yourselfers, you can haul it yourself. They have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. All you need to do is visit them at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. They offer a convenient drive-on scale, and they have the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Reach out to them today at scrapmartmetals.com and tell them Carey sent you.
Find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. We did get a text from the 618 saying more NFL BS, ... puke. That is correct. Tom Brady is now a minority owner of 2 Las Vegas franchises, the Aces and now the Raiders. That sounds great, right? Except for it's not. Here is how it's going to impact his day-to-day life with his broadcasting gig, and this is according to Seth Wickersham. Here are the restrictions for Tom Brady. He is not permitted to be in another team's facility, not permitted to witness practice, not permitted to attend broadcast production meetings, either in person or virtually. He is prohibited from publicly criticizing game officials and other clubs. He is subject to the NFL's gambling policy and subject to the NFL's anti-tampering policy. Why is he doing this?
So that sounds like overwhelming that he can't do his job.
Correct.
Okay, it's not. It's not. Now, if I had those things imposed on me, it would be difficult for me to do my job. But if I was Tom Brady or Wayne Gretzky, the greatest in their sport, it doesn't impact anything. Tom Brady can show up at a football game, watch that football game, and tell you what he's seeing and break it down right there in real time without having to have talked to all the players and find out who's bumped and who's bruised. And, hey, coach, what are you running here? They don't really tell you anything anyways.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I've learned over the course of my brief broadcasting career. Is the preparation that I do is for the beginning of the game, leading up. So the very first part of the first half of the first period, maybe through the first period. After that, the game is the story.
Yeah.
So all the preparation that you've gone, throw it out the window, because now the game that's happening is now the story. If that's the case, then Tom Brady's going to have no problem with that, because he'll just take it off the first snap or the first kick. There's the story. Let me tell you the story about what you're watching right now. So I don't think it's going to impact him.
No, being a color analyst, it is basically talking about what you're seeing, what happened on that play. Why was that play successful? Why was it not successful? Who could have done better or who did a fantastic job? The things that, fans may not take notice of, the things that aren't going to be in the stat book, but plays that actually take place that impact the game. So I agree with you, Jamie. I think some of it is not as big of a deal as it may seem. But I think you do gain some knowledge by being in those meetings and understanding, okay, this guy's a little bit limited here, or, we're working on. You do.
Like, I can tell you, like, there are times when we're at home and on the road, and I'll just use me and John Kelly as an example. There are times when John Kelly has a family obligation or something. He can't make it to pregame skate.
Right.
I take the notes. I talk to the people. He and I get on the phone early afternoon. I tell him what I've learned, who I've talked to, what's going on, and we're good to go. Right. And vice versa. There's times when I can't make it downtown due to whatever situation to get the morning skate. JK calls me right after. We have a little powwow on the phone, and I'm filled in then with all the information.
It makes sense.
Fox is going to do whatever they have to. They might even hire an extra person to just go down and collect information and bring it right to Tom.
And Kevin Burkhardt is an absolute pro.
Yeah.
Like, he helps Tom Brady throughout the broadcast.
Yeah, they're right. He could help him out if they're hey, the coach said this, something to keep an eye on.
And like,
ultimately, Jamie's right.
Right.
I mean, he already knows. Tom Brady already knows every formation, every defense, every offense, every player.
Yeah.
He studied it. So, yeah.
We also got a text from Hockey Bob saying Jake Allen should be trending. And you're absolutely correct. Jake Allen, first goalie in NHL history to record a win against 33 franchises. The former Blue netminder. It's a pretty cool stat for Jake Allen.
Yeah, congratulations to Jake Allen, man. Honestly, I just love that guy. He was a great St. Louis Blue. He was a great teammate to all those guys. He was instrumental in their 2019 Stanley Cup run. He was the ultimate team guy at that point. took his trade to Montreal. He knew it was happening. He knew it was coming. Goes to the Montreal Canadiens, does a great job there. Carey Price was supposed to be the number one goalie. He never came back from injury, so Jake Allen kind of got thrust into starter's duty. Again, handled it like a pro. Went on to the New Jersey Devils now, which is a much better team. Jake Allen's playing very well. I'm very happy that Jake Allen has something that he can call his own, which is now having been the only goalie to beat 33 franchises.
There you go.
It's pretty cool. And actually, we had someone text in earlier about Jake Allen being the guy, if he was still a Blue, to score a goalie goal at the Enterprise Center. I feel like he was he was really good with moving the puck. Not that Jordan Bennington isn't, but Jake Allen was quite good at that as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if, he ends up having one too.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
A lot of the goalies now handle the puck very well. If I was a young goaltender, just playing hockey right now, I'm 10, 11 years old. I love the goaltender position. I'd be in the driveway shooting pucks with my goalie stuff on, shooting pucks, moving the puck, because teams that have a goaltender that can pass the puck and move the puck, it's like having an extra defenseman out there. You don't even have to go back and get the puck.
Yeah.
I remember playing for goalies like Grant Fuhr, Hall of Fame goalie, unbelievable. Couldn't play the puck to save his life. In fact, what he did with the puck is make it worse for you.
Yeah.
He'd put it to a spot that was worse. Like somehow he'd make the save, and then instead of putting it like to just behind that so he could use the net as a thing, he'd fire it up like against the boards, like stuck against the boards.
Good luck.
Just wham, just getting nailed. But then
Are you doing this on purpose?
he might have been, trust me. But then I play with other goalies that move the puck well. You don't even have to go back. So there's no risk now of being hit or forechecked. You just get open. Goalie passes you the puck. Here we go. Up the ice we go.
So the other day we were talking about
You can learn those skills at Synergy Hockey Skills.
And the Cleary Camp.
and the Cleary Camp.
Clear Camp is done.
What? Whoa. What?
Yeah.
We got a cease and desist letter.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We got to find somewhere else to do this then.
Wait, what?
I didn't know.
Yeah. No,
We should have led the show off with that.
Iceland has a very strict clear camp. They've had for
I
years.
didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, they sent a pretty stern letter to the
Here?
station.
It was
here.
really strongly worded.
Yeah, we had to get an interpreter.
We did. That's fine.
But apparently
He seemed angry too.
Throughout the paper.
Is it just the name? Naming rights
It's
that we're
naming
talking
the
about?
concept.
It's the concept
Yeah.
of clearing it. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I will figure it.
Well, there's other
Maybe the
areas.
Flip It camp.
Jamie, do not mock me.
So old Wolf Stanson here
That's right.
got rid of the Clear Camp.
Exactly. Whoa. The dentist?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I'm hurt.
I know. Listen, Carey, I haven't slept for days.
Hey guys, real quick, I forgot to bring this up yesterday, or the day before for that matter. How about Lindenwood hockey program
Yeah.
beat number 9 ranked Wisconsin?
Nice.
Bucky the Badger took one right on the beak. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to new head coach Bill McCult, who's doing a real good job so far with Lindenwood. He was a teammate of mine with the Islanders.
That's great.
And with the Senators.
Good for him.
Pretty awesome.
Good for Lindenwood.
I believe he was at Michigan.
Michigan, yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carey's.
He tells the story of this one running back they tried to recruit eons ago.
Yeah,
Just
apparently.
ghosted them, apparently.
Yeah, they wanted him bad.
It worked out for that guy. So I've been told. Working with 3 other fantastic guys doing radio.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Sounds familiar.
That was it's a real good spin rate you put on that. I'm proud of you,
Like
Carey.
that?
Yeah. You like that?
You like that?
All right.
Real quick here. So we talked about the Dan Lanning decision to throw 12 guys out on the field. Well, it looks like the NCAA is closing the loophole.
What?
And this is what it said in a release today. The NCAA issued a new rules interpretation on how to handle a penalty for 12 players on the field in the final 2 minutes of either half. In the defense has 12 players. If the defense, has 12 players actively participate in the down, the offense can choose, along with the 5-yard penalty, to have the game clock reset to the time that had been displayed at the snap. No time change would be made if there were 12 players, but one of them was attempting to leave the field and did not affect the play.
So they changed the
So
rule
the
already?
incentive is done. Is gone.
Well, They should have made it a 15-yard penalty because it is really an unsportsmanlike move. 5 yards doesn't really the incentive. 5 yards here or there. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But who's to say next time they don't? I don't know. I might be running off really late and be in the way of the receiver as he's releasing.
Right.
I'm trying to get off of the field.
Maybe they will throw the flag.
That should be a 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike, and the time placed back on the clock. Because I'm not mad at all at Dan Lanning for doing it. First of all, he shouldn't have said it. Never admit that you did it on purpose. It was an accident. I don't know how that happened.
Exactly.
We thought we had 11. We thought we had 10. I tried to get a guy on the field. We miscounted. Not intentional.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why the hell would I tell you that I did it on purpose? I want people to, hey, it was 10 guys.
Yeah.
They told me we had 10. I was telling the guy get on the field.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, it was 12.
I fired somebody because of it.
The guy no longer works.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out
I had
well.
to fire my get-back coach for that.
Yep. He was the one yelling 10, 10, 10. I threw a guy out there.
Yep.
That's
terrible.
what I tell you, I did it on purpose.
You admit that you did it on purpose makes you look like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, I don't need everybody to
Or
know
on the
that.
field.
No, I'm
I
fine
don't
with
care.
that.
I know that.
Smartest guy in the room continues to be the smartest guy in the room without everybody else knowing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's why you're the smartest guy in the room.
Yep.
It's the guy that keeps squawking. It's like, oh, you think you're the smartest.
You're not really that smart, are you? You're an idiot.
Yep.
We had
You
a
have to
winning
tell us
season.
You're smart. You're not
You're
that
not
smart.
that smart. Yeah. All right. What areas do the Blues need to clean up the most following last night's loss? We'll get into that here on 101 ESPN.
a shot on, and Binnington with a blocker save. Rico keeps it away from two Wild players as he goes to Leddy. Clearing attempt turned over. Far side. They get it to Zuccarello, centers near wing, and the Minnesota Wild have scored. Nick Leddy, who had just blocked a shot, was wincing in pain, was trying to clear. The Wild kept it in. They forced a turnover, capitalize, and it's 3-0 Minnesota.
Chris Kerber on the call last night, right here on the Blues Radio Network 101 ESPN. He was describing the scene at Enterprise Center last night as the Blues fall to the Wild, allowing their goaltender, the Blues did, allowing the Wild's goaltender to score on an empty net. Not great. What areas do the Blues need to clean up the most, Jamie?
For me right now, their neutral zone play is choppy / sloppy, all in the same sentence. And they also have to get back to getting in on the forecheck. And getting on the forecheck means you're going to have to maybe sacrifice entering the zone with control of the puck, and you might have to chip it just behind the defenseman and have somebody slash supporting. That means on an angle. You're skating on purpose on an angle behind the defender in order to retrieve the puck before the defender can. And then that puts everybody on their heels. That's a really bad feeling as a defenseman when you're gapping up, you're holding that blue line. You're successful for the first period or so. Then the second period, you start chipping behind you. You got to go get it. You turn that rig around and go get it while there's pressure on you from the first puck carrier and the slash support guy. So then what happens is you automatically start to back off the line a little bit because you're not that you're cheating, you're anticipating the dump in and you want to go get it and get a little bit of an advantage. You start giving up that blue line just a little bit. That's when the puck controlling team can take the blue line then and not dump it in. So that's the areas. To me, those are the two areas that they can improve on. The power play.
That seems like a fundamental thing, right?
It's.
I mean, that's not. You're not talking strategy. You're not talking scheme. You're not talking system.
Coaching.
Yeah, you're just talking about just a fundamental aspect of the game.
So what it is play recognition, and you have to have some intelligence to recognize what's going on. Now, there are certain players that are so skilled that they always believe that they can carry the puck through traffic. Like the Connor McDavids of the world, the Austin Matthews of the world, they'll always believe that the best play is them carrying the puck. 7 out of 10 times, they're probably right.
Sure.
Probably right.
Yeah.
But not everybody can play that way. And the last time I checked, you don't have a McDavid or a Matthews on your roster yet for the Blues. You don't have a player that is so elite that can just defy all the things that you're trying to accomplish. So it's a mindset, too. As a player, you come up, like if I'm carrying the puck up the ice and I see that they've stacked the blue line, I'm going to chip it in, I'm going to skate right past them, and I'm going to get the puck. That's it. The only way they can stop me is by interfering. That's it. Get in, get the puck. Now you can't just shoot it away. Get the puck, protect the puck, and go to work down low. Blues right now, they're not recognizing it, or they're unwilling to recognize when they get to the blue line and there's 4 or 5 opposing jerseys at the blue line, you can't try to make a little play or stick handle through there. Like, your percentages are slim and none at that point. So to me, it's puck and play recognition, getting the puck in and going to get it.
I feel like this is the same conversation you had last year. Like, we talked about this a lot. Dumping, chasing, getting the opposing team on their heels, having to turn their backs and going and getting the puck. And I'm sure this is something that is talked about at practice. I'm sure this is a philosophy that is well known in the NHL and has been for a while. Why won't the players do? I understand the concept of I'm skilled enough, but if it's like a 1-on-3 or a 1-on-5, like, you're not that skilled.
No.
So why not just do the technique and trust the process? Because eventually, like you said, it's like running the ball. You might get 3 yards. You might get 2 yards. You might not break that long. But if you run it enough, eventually you're going to get the 15-yarder. You're going to get the 25-yarder.
If you have Barry Sanders.
Well, yeah, him too. But he was one of the elite guys. You can just hand him.
Okay, fine. You got Marshall Falk.
He's another Hall of Famer too. Yeah,
Walter Payton. Sorry.
Let's try not. Let's.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
All Hall of Famers, guys. Find me someone else.
Emmitt Smith.
He's another Hall of Famer. Not sure if you know that.
Derrick Henry.
He's future Hall of Famer.
Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Okay.
How about Eddie Lacy?
Eddie Lacy. There you go.
Marsh.
You run the ball
You
with him.
didn't get the assignment. What?
Marshy was listening.
I went with option D.
There you go.
None of the above.
So just an unwillingness to do that, or just a lot of a confidence in self that I can do it despite it not working.
I think it's a mix. I think it depends on the player, like each individual player, but I think it's a mix of what you're talking about.
Okay.
And here's the thing is you can only use this excuse for another couple of games, but it is early. And what I mean by that is you do have a lot of new players that weren't here last year, Carey, that don't remember that the Blues went through that last year.
Right.
And so it's not like a big thing for them. Like, I turned the puck over a couple times. But like, oh, well, I'll get it deep next time.
Yeah.
But no, you can't do that. Like, you have to know as a team that when you're unable to penetrate a zone, whether it's getting into the neutral zone or getting into the offensive zone, you have to put pucks into that area and go get them. And that, for skilled players, that defies logic for them.
Is it boring?
No, it's just because they always believe that the best scenario is the puck on their stick.
Got you.
And you can't hate them for that because that's what's gotten them to this level, and that's what separates them from average to less than average players.
Yeah.
But if you want to be that super skilled player, you have to every now and then dumb it down a little bit and force the other team to change whatever defensive concept they're using because your offense is unable to penetrate through that defense. They're challenging you. They're basically saying, I dare you to dump the puck in.
Jamie, I want you to respond to something. Your mom's boyfriend in the Snake Pit threw out an interesting thing here. He said it's Army's fault for not trading for McDavid or Matthews.
It is clearly. Clearly. I mean, you had no cap space to do it, but no, clearly it's Army's fault. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I respond to the 618? Because
absolutely.
Boy, he's been on one today. He even jumped on Twitter to send me a message that I'm okay with I accept the Blues losing. I don't think I've said that once today at all. That it's okay that
I
they
can
lost.
confirm that you have not.
No. He
I haven't heard it either.
And Carey, you can chime in on this too.
Yeah.
He says Jamie has no answers and using its early excuse. I believe I gave you several answers before I said it was early.
You said they should chip the puck in and chase it.
Mm-hmm. Clean up the neutral zone.
Clean up the neutral zone.
Yeah.
He said a few things.
Okay. I just want to see how
but Jamie, here's the
not
thing.
on his game yet.
You know, sometimes
maybe he accepts losing with his own texts.
Jamie. Oh,
Snapdragon. Wow.
I love him today.
You're bothered, huh?
He's bothering me on Twitter. He's bothering me here. Dude, go do something.
Well, he does. He works hard.
He does work hard.
I tell you.
I'm sure he's a hard worker.
He is a hard worker.
I'm sure he is. We don't know that to be true.
He works at an auto shop, I believe.
He does. Yeah.
I need more fire. This is unacceptable. There you go.
Okay.
You know what you do?
What do?
You fire Bannister.
No, it's way too early for that.
No?
Don't even, no. What the hell is your problem?
I'm trying to help the 618.
By the way, Drew Bannister today.
I'm trying to help the 618.
You better hope he's not listening.
He's not listening.
He listens a lot.
Drew, we love
Well, then
you.
he knows that I'm referring to the 618's passion.
There you go.
Gosh.
When I say stuff like that.
No, do not fire Bannister. He has not done anything wrong.
I'm trying to hold the team accountable. After 6 games. After
Who the hell are
games.
you? Woody Johnson?
Yes.
5 games? Yeah.
That's Ambassador Johnson, fellas. You better
That's
be
right.
careful.
That's why he has no idea what the hell's going on with his team.
My goodness.
Who's playing what? What'd you say?
I own a foosball team. How they doing?
Not great.
Not great.
618 follows up as, I need more accountability for the players. Shouldn't the players take that accountability then if you want the accountability for the players? Like,
No, it's your job.
my
What
job?
the hell are we
gonna
to hold the players accountable?
Fellas, can I put this out there?
Sure.
It's only 4 games.
Oh, that's brutal that you said that.
It's true. It's true.
So it's just acceptable for you?
Thank you.
Damn it.
You heard what I would do.
Darn it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 4 guys right here. Mm-hmm. We only need 1 more
Yeah.
to make a line. And we'll go out there and play the games ourselves.
Real quick.
Are they paying us?
Can't skate.
Don't matter. Are they paying us?
Oh, well, they playing. I'm playing.
Jamie, Marshy. 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
Who's playing what?
I'll probably play Rover, and so will Marshy.
Okay.
Because we'll have to probably cover a lot of the ice.
Probably.
I don't appreciate you saying that, but even though it is true.
Can I play enforcer? I'm just standing at the blue line and wait for anybody with the puck that doesn't chip it in to try to
That's what you
skate
do.
it in.
We'll have you at the red line with your stick out like that. We'll throw it right off your stick. It'll glance off your stick, and then we'll go in on the forecheck.
And then as soon as we go in, you go and you stand at the top of the blue paint.
Okay.
And don't let anybody move you.
Okay.
All right?
I can do that.
And then we're just going to shoot pucks as hard as we can in your direction.
That's cool. I can tip them in.
With your face, your body, your legs.
Now, see, we've talked about hockey and me taking slap shots off the face, and I never see a point in my life where that's possible.
But, Carey, think about this.
I just don't see it happen.
If I shoot one off your face and it goes into the net and
it's a goal.
Score.
Am I there to know that it happened? Like, am I awake and present to know that I scored?
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm okay.
A lot of people say carrying goal.
No, I can do that.
Put CD in front of the goalie.
I would love to. In front of the goalie?
In front of
do
the
that.
I do want to do it. I do want to take. I do want to put on the goalie gear.
All right.
And take some shots. Don't let me warm up a little bit, buddy.
You can warm up all you want. That thing comes in hot.
I want to try it. I do. I promise I do.
All right.
Full hockey gear.
We'll arrange it. Ryder's
make
got
it happen.
goalie gear.
Jamie did that with Riz. I was there.
I've got to go to one of the sporting goods stores and make sure I got protection.
We'll get you the Franklin pads.
I looked at Jamie at one point and I said, man, is that your, because he was supposed to do what, 50, 75, 100 or something like that, like in terms of like shot speed or whatever. I'm like, man, that 100 looked good. He goes, that was about 50.
Okay.
This guy's going to die.
For 100, I told Riz, I go, honestly,
Just
because he was like, he's like, hey. I go, honestly,
don't move.
If you move, that's on you.
Yeah.
I won't hit you, but if you move and you get hit, that's on you. And he
So
didn't
that
move.
padding doesn't cover everything.
The padding, even though you have padding, it's like a flak jacket, right?
Okay.
So you wear a flak jacket, like you don't die because the bullet doesn't.
Right.
But man, do you feel it?
I got you. All right.
It's the best I can compare it to.
So you want to be a NHL goaltender?
Yeah. How
do.
about you want to be an NHL defenseman?
Yeah.
And you block those shots without the goalie gear on. That's what I always tell people. It's, the goalie's the craziest guy on the team. Is he? The defensemen are. They lay down in front of pucks all game long, and they don't have the goalie gear on.
Yeah.
The good ones lay down and block shots.
Right. The other ones make business decisions.
They do. All of a sudden, I just couldn't get over to the shooting lane. You're
right there.
Really?
You're in the shooting
jumped
lane.
out of the way.
I want to be the e-bug one game. I want to try it. Just see.
So
that's what I want to do. That's my goal in life. Play a National Hockey League game as the e-bug. If I get called down, cool. If I don't, I was there. Huh? How do I get that job?
I will work on it for you, Carey.
Let's do it.
We had a quick story. Remember my first coach in the minors, Jimmy Roberts. I've told several Jimmy Roberts stories. Mm-hmm. And we had this guy, Lindsey Vallis, who played for us. And Lindsey skated out to the blue line as the other opposing defenseman was shooting. And as he shot it, Lindsey lifted his leg and spun out of the way so it didn't hit him. All right? Business decision.
Yeah.
The next practice, Jimmy Roberts tells Lindsey Vallis, he's like, hey, we're gonna work on our power play stuff here. Lindsey, get net front. And he calls me and 4 other guys, and he's like, all right. And he gets pucks and he drops pucks, and he's like, okay. Lindsey, you're not allowed to move. You guys shoot the puck as hard as you can, Lindsey. And we're like a couple fluffers, and he's like, shoot the damn pucks. So we're like, okay. So we're firing pucks at Lindsey Vallis, and he's getting hit, and it's hurting, and he drops and gets back up. And then Jimmy goes, see, you're not dead. He goes, not yet. You ever jump out of the way again, we'll do this again.
Oh,
Lindsey never jumped out of the way of a puck again.
That's a tough one. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101.
You get away with that these days.
Yeah, no kidding. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. How did the Mets save their season while the Cardinals could not? Mets are good. That's next on 101 ESPN. ESPN.com put together a recent article talking about Francisco Lindor and the Mets' decision to move him up into the leadoff spot. And that is a move that people can look back now and say, well, yeah, no, that was a no-brainer. The thing is, though, that Brandon Nimmo had been one of the better leadoff hitters in baseball. He's a prototypical leadoff hitter. Somebody that can get on base consistently, maybe swipe a bag or two. But since the Mets moved Lindor up to that leadoff spot, it kind of rejuvenated the Mets offense, and now here we are, and they're even with the Dodgers. Game 3 tonight at the NLCS in New York. But Marsh pitched an idea with the Cardinals. Like, why couldn't the Cardinals ever save their season? They tried. It's not like Ali didn't try to move guys around. It's not like he didn't try different leadoffs, or not leadoff spots, excuse me, but different spots in the order. He moved Paul Goldschmidt down. He moved Nolan Arenado down. He moves other guys up. He tried, whether it's Nolan Gorman or Brendan Donovan or whoever to clean up spot. It just didn't work. Coupled with the fact that Wilson Contreras missed a significant portion with multiple injuries. He didn't have the guys, and the guys he did have just didn't produce.
Yeah, that's the main thing right there. And I hate to hang the whole season on just a couple of players, but nobody saw the downfall of Goldie and Arenado coming.
Right.
Nobody saw that coming, even if they didn't have a season like they did before.
Yeah.
Now, Goldie ended up getting-ish to that area with 21 dingers. Like, had he gotten to 25, maybe 27, you're like, okay, we can handle that. But it took him all season long to get there. And how many games were, I don't say squandered, how many games were lost by a run, by 2 runs? It was there to be had. Nolan Arenado had no power, no pop all year. What do you end up with, 16, 15 home runs?
Yeah.
That's nothing. He's a 30-plus home run guy. Had no
At
pop.
Coors.
Huh?
At Coors.
Well, no, he was here, too.
He had 27, I think.
That's not
Once
30.
or twice.
Okay, whatever.
Round
Anthony.
up.
Those 2 guys.
I'm working on rounding up a tenths with Madeline, so I get it.
Well done. Is she teaching you?
Probably.
Of course.
Yeah. Those 2 guys.
Madeline, explain this to me.
Who were middle of the order bats were pretty much non-existent. And then you lost Contreras for an extended period of time, more than once. He's a middle of the bat, or middle of the order bat. To me, that's where you lost the season, right there. And you tried to have Brendan Donovan in there. You tried a whole bunch of different looks. Nothing was working. Ollie tried different looks. Ollie tried a lot of different things. But if the players just can't execute, there's only so much the manager can do.
Right.
Gorman was lots of swing and miss.
A lot.
We get it, Carey.
No, it was a lot.
But that's another guy with power.
Way too much.
That's another guy with power that wasn't able to help you out very much because he couldn't hit the ball consistently enough.
Right.
And why was it so important then? Why does Gorman become so relevant? Because Goldie and Arenado weren't doing it, and you didn't have Contreras in the lineup. So now everybody's like, well, Gorman's going to be the big bat now. If those other guys are doing their job and Gorman's still striking out, but he's hitting 20 to 25 dingers, nobody cares.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't have an Alec Burleson to take over the 2-hole. Or the 4-hole, like they had Alec Burleson to take over the 2-hole.
Yes, correct.
Goldie got moved out of the 2-hole because he wasn't good enough, and Burleson was there. He picked up the slack. But nobody did from the cleanup spot. And that's one of the reasons why your offense wasn't anywhere close to being productive. And you're right. I mean, there's only so many times. I mean, you can reshuffle seven deuce offsuit all you want, but it's still 7 deuce offsuit.
Unless you're Doyle Brunson.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
What about Phil Ivey? I like that guy.
Yeah, Doyle Brunson famously won the World Series of Poker with a 7 deuce offsuit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do something your opponent doesn't see coming. Art of war.
Rick James says putting Lindor in the leadoff spot is a Rivers move because we all know the shortstop must bat leadoff.
Absolutely. He gets it. Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, it's going to become a thing. League-wide.
That's a callback to when one day we were playing the lineup game and Jamie
Adamant that the shortstop
Thomas DeJacy was leading off that day because Mason Wynn wasn't in the lineup.
You keep saying these names.
And we're like,
why shortstop? What does that mean, Jamie? He's got a bat leadoff. Actually, Jamie, he doesn't.
Jamie went back to the 90s when the center fielder always led off.
I have no excuse for that.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Were all the players, their numbers reflected where they were in the batting order?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
That was hilarious.
Well, let's not forget the Mets have Pete Alonso.
They're a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
They do.
Like
They had a better offense this year. They had more production overall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, Mark Vientos he had a fantastic season. Francisco Alvarez, the young catcher, came on in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Lindor was and has been incredible. We talk about it all the time. Your dudes are going to be your dudes. And in the postseason, Francisco Lindor has been a dude. And Pete Alonso touched seats against Milwaukee when they absolutely needed him to. But top of the ninth, you're down, and he hits the 3-run shot to basically send the Brewers home and the Mets into the NLDS. So their guys have stepped up.
do you think that it's worth the contract that they gave Lindor? Like, when you look at it from, like, all of the teams, when you give that guy the big contract and he comes through, like, that's what it's all about, right? Like, the Cardinals, as much as they have given money to Arenado and Goldschmidt, those guys are, I don't know, they just don't feel like they're part of the same conversation.
You can never overpay a great player, in my opinion. Like, could you ever overpay Tom Brady? Could you ever overpay... Forget Tom Brady. Let's take it, back a step, right? You can't overpay Francisco Lindor. I think Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado are really good players. Mm-hmm. They unfortunately, whether it's because they haven't had the opportunities or enough opportunities, or it's just them, they're not postseason dudes.
Mm-hmm. A currently great player, not a great player, because you can be, if they're not playing great in that moment, they can be overpaid, right?
Use Bryce Harper as an example. They haven't won.
But he's currently he's great.
I'm paying that guy.
It's not that he was.
You can't overpay Bryce Harper.
Well, if he gets to the point where he's not hitting the ball well or not hitting it at all, he's batting 123.
I mean, down the road, okay, but you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about from a roster construction standpoint.
Like a player that is currently doing great things on your roster, and there is no number that is too much, I guess.
The Steelers signed T.J. Watt today for a certain number. You're not blinking at that number.
Nah, not at all.
You don't care.
It's well deserved.
It's exactly
every week. I know what I'm getting.
He's gonna be there. You can't overpay even somebody like Max Crosby. Mm-hmm. The guy shows up every week. Mm-hmm. Fourth quarter, down by 30, he's still getting after it. Like,
he's gonna be great for the Lions.
Dude, he's gonna be a great Lion.
No, I don't think
Falcon.
So. You can't overpay Kirk Cousins. Like,
exactly.
You actually.
Yeah.
What?
He's right.
Can we rewind to
Kirky
July? He wasn't saying that.
I don't remember.
Now Kirk is.
I wasn't saying anything.
Now Kirk is worth every dollar he's got.
Yeah. You didn't hear a thing.
Clearly.
Carey was the one saying that he was holding teams hostage. I thought it was.
I cannot
really
wait
rude.
till January rolls around.
I'm gonna be so pissed because I'm gonna be right.
I'm gonna come in here falling and I'm laughing.
I would even.
I'm going to roll into the studio.
I would go as far to say December.
That fall is gonna be bad.
Oh
for
man,
me.
You're going to be so upset.
I'm gonna be so upset.
It's gonna be unbearable.
Because I was going to be right, but it would have been long. Like I'm all on I'm all on board for Kirky football.
Yeah.
You throw for 5 football fields. I mean, come on.
You didn't even pick them to win that game.
And look what happened. It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. All right, we have Prove Me Wrong next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement, you can send into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Judge the cap hoodie combo. Fantastic.
Thank you. Well done.
Carey even dressed like you.
He did.
I wanted to be like him.
Trying to emulate greatness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah. Prove Me Wrong next on 101 ESPN. I told the kids, I said, gather round, kids, gather round. Trunk or Treat is coming to Missouri Athletic Club soon. You have an opportunity to Go down there, have some fun, wear your costumes. Kids are all fired up. And next month, there'll be something else at the Missouri Athletic Club. They always have something for the family. I love what they do, whether it's an Easter brunch or, Mother's Day, something, Father's Day, breakfast with Santa, whatever it may be. The Missouri Athletic Club, they have events. And the downtown location, perfect for kind of your bigger events. They got great speaker series. I really enjoy being a club member of the Missouri Athletic Club. That's my MAC.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues lost to the Minnesota Wild last night by a final score of 4-1. They'll take on the Islanders tomorrow, and you can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with our Blues insider from The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, at 4:15, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com ESPN.com, or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Last night, the New York Yankees defeated the Cleveland Guardians, and they take a 2-0 series lead in the ALCS. The NLCS will resume tonight. Game 3 between the Mets and the Dodgers, as that series is all knotted up at 1. And you can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6:30. We have Prove Me Wrong coming up next. So if you have a Prove Me Wrong statement you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Prove Me Wrong coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, time to play Prove Me Wrong. This is where you, the listener, sends in a statement that you want the law firm of Davis, Rivers, and Stalter to prove wrong. Our judge, jury, and executioner, of course, is Andrew Marsh. He'll let us know whether or not we won the case. And, Judge, might I add, you look fantastic today.
Oh, thank you.
Outstanding. Every day.
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't either.
Yes.
I just wake up and I put clothes on, and then I come to work.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
Well done.
we can't tell because, again, handsome devil.
Are you ready? This guy gets the show from the 618. Prove me wrong. Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, inclong the postseason.
Are you kidding me? This guy's absolute trash in the postseason. What, he's got one win? One win? Really? How about the time where he needed, 15 yards or so, and he dumped it down to T.J. Hawkinson? He's like, well, Justin Jefferson was triple covered. Really? Because all the other times you threw it up to Justin Jefferson, who bailed your ass out and got first downs out of it, including Justin Jefferson making the most incredible catch in ever, Bob. Kirky Cousins, I don't think so. Postseason, terrible. Regular season, likes to pad his stats. That's all I know.
No, I can't get behind that.
Oh.
What?
He didn't believe it enough, did he?
How did you undersell that?
He doesn't
You
believe
hate
it.
Kirk Cousins.
No, he loves him now.
Carey, it just cost us a decision.
Judge, I would like to...
A little more passion behind it would have been better. I was expecting Ranthony to come about there, and you did nothing. You fell short. It's your fault.
Not
What's the
great.
judge's ruling?
I don't believe you.
Can you imagine that?
Pretty simple.
We didn't believe Anthony Stalter doesn't like Kirk Cousins.
He does. He
That's
loves
that's
him.
where you know you missed on that.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I really like him now.
There you go. That's the problem.
I
told you.
In other cases, you want to go back and you want to look at different things and whatnot and whatever goes on in a courtroom. So I just went back. I went back and looked at the tape.
Yeah.
And the tape of you saying
Last
that you
segment.
absolutely love that guy.
Just
Loved
last
him.
segment.
Couldn't get enough of him.
I felt like I was set up.
I think you were. think you were. It's all right. We'll move on to the next one. We'll be better. From the 636, prove me wrong. Dodgers and Yankees will be the best World Series ever.
I don't know how you can believe that. Let's be honest here. The Dodgers Shohei Ohtani hasn't shown up at all in this last couple of games. Where did he go? All of a sudden, October baseball's hard for him. I get it. He's never played in October before because he's out there with Mike Trout and that loser team called the Angels. But now he's a Dodger and he can't pull his weight. I don't know if I'm interested in watching. If Shohei Ohtani's not a factor in this, why am I watching that? And then the Yankees, yeah, okay, they've got a couple of big boppers and Soto and Judge, but I would much rather watch a team like the New York Mets get to the World Series and play. Even if it's the Yankees, I think that might be a better series. Let's go back. Remember how much fun it was watching the 2019 Blues, who shouldn't have even been there? They had Gloria. They had all sorts of stuff going on. Got all the way to the Cup final, and they win it in Game 7. And everybody's singing "Glory, Gloria, Gloria." Right now in New York, they're singing "Oh My God."
There you go.
And they got Edwin Diaz coming in with the Tommy trumpets. They got a lot of stuff going on out there right now. For me, as a casual fan, I want the Mets and the Yankees in the World Series. Show me that Subway Series, baby.
Oh, man. Fine.
I thought he was going to buzz.
That was excessive.
That was.
I think you're singing about
It's
it.
tough. You sold me, though. You sold me on, on the OMG song.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
Was it also
slaps.
the 2019 reference?
That probably
That helped?
Just trying there, a little pull
Yeah,
on
I
the
saw
dollar,
that.
you
I
know?
think it was, it was nice, but I don't think that, that ultimately decided, this
But did you think about how much fun singing Gloria was?
That was so much fun.
And then now you got the Mets singing their
So much fun.
OMG song.
They are.
You know?
I don't know if the song actually makes the matchup good,
Oh,
But
come on.
but, a Subway Series would be pretty cool. Would be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really would.
Yep.
From the 507, prove me wrong. Continuing to play from behind will cause the Blues to not be in the playoffs again this year.
Listen, playing from behind builds character. You learn a lot about who you are and what you are. And eventually, you do that enough times, you figure out what you're doing wrong and you correct it. There's only so many games where you can play from behind and understand the philosophy of, Jamie says, chip it and chase. Let's dump it and chase. Eventually, those things come to fruition because we are playing behind a lot. And we figure it out. And what do good teams do? They get better.
Cover.
They get better, is what he said.
teams. That's right.
They get better. Game in and game out, night in and night out. So playing from behind truly builds character. You know who's in that foxhole with you. Because if they aren't, you know what they do? They start pointing fingers. They start saying the guy didn't run down the red line and he's completely wrong. What does he know? He's not a foxhole guy. Playing from behind, you learn who's with you, who's not, and you build character, and you come out of that thing ready to fight. Damn. Ready to roll.
That was good.
That was very good.
That was really good. I don't believe it, though. Wow. Not that I don't believe you, Carey. I just don't think that you can continue to play 82 games losing
Listen, Marshy,
through 2 periods.
You learn a lot about yourself. You're constantly coming from behind.
You do.
You do.
Do I
And
want to do this every day?
I tell you what,
Well said. You know what?
I learned a lot about your teammates, too. Your teammate and you
buddy.
are both in that same foxhole coming from behind. I tell you what, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? I gave you the ding.
Thanks for
You guys
the
made
ding.
up. That's why you guys are a team.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are a team.
Appreciate it.
From the 314, prove me wrong. This is from Lou.
Don't look at me that way.
Ryan Day is not a primetime coach. Listen to Carey defend him last week, and he lost yet another big game. Still love you, Carey.
Ryan Day is a primetime coach. I don't know if you know this or not. He coaches at the Ohio State University. That "the" is there for a reason because what? It is a primetime school, which makes him, by default, a primetime coach. We're going to take care of business in the Big Ten. That's what the Big Ten is known for. And listen, Jim Harbaugh is no longer at Michigan. So the fact that they will finally win that Michigan game, the only thing that was stopping them was Jim Harbaugh and running the ball 48 times a game. It's difficult on any defense. But when you got a team that only can run like Michigan is now, Ohio State has better athletes. Have you seen Jeremiah Smith? If it wasn't for a guy at Alabama named Ryan Williams, he would be the most talked about freshman in the entire country. And ever, Bob. He's one of the best freshmen to play the game. Will Howard transferred in from Kansas State. He's going to figure it out. Made a bonehead decision. Not enough time, but you know who's going to get him corrected? The primetime coach, Ryan Day. He will get him corrected this week, and they will be ready to roll.
Fine.
Hey!
Fine.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Oh, God.
No, you can't do that.
He did it the last time and corrected
Yeah,
it.
but it's a ruling.
Well, so which one? Oh,
He
gosh.
smashed his gavel.
He changed the last one, so goodness gracious.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That was different.
From the 980, prove me wrong. Jerry Jones is the worst owner. That's also a GM in a GM in NFL history. Worst owner and GM.
The Washington football team had a guy named Dan Snyder.
Yeah, he struggled. Yeah.
Yep. Enough said.
Yeah. He had himself a good run there.
Boy, I can't wait for that
Player
documentary.
signed. Ooh.
From the 314, just hopped in the car. Ribs and his double meanings.
Mm-hmm.
What? Carey said it.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss anything.
You were bang on, Carey.
You were right there.
Yep.
You were right there. All right. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Why don't we do a Stalter / Fast Lane stack up for week 6? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Oh, Sean McVay has the best playbook. Oh.
Stalter on the fumble.
Oh, my God. Anthony.
You like that? You like that?
You're wrong on this one, Anthony.
Anthony, who cares what you think?
On stacks, on stacks, on stacks.
All right, time for the Stalter / Fastlane Stackup, our top 10 teams in the National Football League.
NFL.
Let's start off with 10.
Number 10.
I still got Jamie's Tampa Bay Buccaneers here.
Wow.
I had them there last week, and I'm not moving the Bucs from number 10.
Huh. All right.
A little sloppy last week. Defense still looks...
First half.
Yeah,
Second
first half.
half
Second
was a
half they
clinic.
poured it on.
Come
yeah.
on.
Yes, it was. Baker's going to need to cut down on some of the old TOs. All right.
Terrell Owens?
Nope. Turnovers.
Timeouts.
Nope. Turnovers. He called all the timeouts he wants, up to 3 in each half.
Okay.
But let's cut down on the old TOs. Okay. Turnovers. Otherwise, physical team, clearly a team to beat in the NFC South.
I've got the Buffalo Bills at number 10. I think that I'm still not completely sure if they're smoke and mirrors yet, but they are 4-2. They just picked up Amari Cooper, which I know shouldn't impact my power rankings from last week, but still, in that division, they're running away with the AFC East. So
The AFC least.
It's terrible. I got the Bills.
I have the Bills as well, for every reason you just said. Yep. Nah. Not too impressive. Not impressive.
Preach, Carey.
Man, they're good. See what they look like with another receiver.
You hate the Bills.
I don't hate the Bills. I love Jim Carey.
Carey's just mad lately. I don't know why. Carey, who hurt you recently?
Andre Reed, Bruce. What are we talking about?
Hey, who hurt you recently?
30 years ago.
How much time you got? We can talk about it. All right, guys. I got laundry list.
You're angry.
I told you about the insurance people earlier.
I did.
Yeah.
I told you should call Tracy Bibb in the Bibb Agency.
Ooh, make sure things happen.
She'll take care of your home insurance.
Who do you got here?
I have Carey's Buffalo Bills at number 10.
I love it.
Number 9.
I got the Buffalo Bills. That wasn't too impressive on Monday night, but I think that's kind of where the Bills are right now. They're banged up defensively. James Cook doesn't start that game, yet Ray Davis was outstanding in it. If they can run the ball, they're good. They're balanced, and Josh Allen can kind of do his thing. If they're overly reliant on Josh Allen just trying to make a play every single time, they're kind of one-dimensional. So I think they're they're flawed, but I still think they're a top 10 team. So I got the Bills 9.
I have the 49ers at 9th. They're 500 now. I know they're a much better team than 9th, but unfortunately the record doesn't say so. They've got injuries. I get it, but I can only grade what I'm seeing, not what's missing.
Yeah.
And so I have the 49ers at 9.
I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9. 4-2. You know, top 10 team in the league.
Didn't that team lose to the Cowboys?
Nah, that's 2 weeks ago.
They did.
What have you done for me lately?
Beat
They
the
won.
Raiders.
And they beat them good. Beat them down. Yep. So, 4-2. Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where I'm going.
I have the Washington Commanders at number 9. I thought they played pretty well despite losing to the Baltimore Ravens, who I think we all believe is a top 5 team, probably top 4. So give me the Washington Commanders at number 9.
Gary's got him at number 1.
Probably.
The Commanders?
No, the Ravens.
I did.
I don't want to know.
I'll show you what we're doing.
No. Don't show me.
I'll show you what we're doing.
Okay.
What I did.
I got the Commanders at number 8. I agree with Marsh. I don't believe in moral victories, but that was a big test, and the offense works. The defense does not, but they're not going to face Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry every week from here on out. So I think that right now they're my favorite to win the NFC East, even with that defense. Jaden Daniels running away with Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury's success has an expiration date, but that man's designing some great play designs too. So I got the Commanders at number 8.
I got the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love looked pretty good. Packers keep moving along. They're my number 8.
I got the NFC South future champions, the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
There you go, Anthony.
I also have Green Bay at number 8. So number 8 team. I think they've looked pretty good lately, other than when they lost to the Vikings.
Number 7, thank you.
I got the 49ers. I'm projecting a little bit here, but I think they're going to get back on track. I agree with Jamie in terms of they're 3-3. The record kind of indicates that they haven't been great. But I thought that was a complete win in Seattle on Thursday night. We'll see what they do against the Chiefs this week. They're starting to get a little healthy outside of Christian McCaffrey. So to me, the 49ers are going to be there in the end. So I've just kind of left them float in that 5-10 range. So I got them 7 here.
I've got the Bucs at 7. I didn't like the first half. I liked the first half offensively enough. They gave up a lot of points, but then they buckled down that second half, and they turned the dial up, which is that's something they have the ability to do, is turn the dial up offensively. They've put up some big numbers this year already, so I got them at 7.
Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, as you said, Rookie of the Year.
I think Jamie and I have had the same answers every single time. Give me the Buccaneers at number 7.
Cheating off his paper.
Number 6.
I got the Texans here. I anticipate the Texans losing to the Packers, and maybe I'll be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll move the Texans back up into the top 5. I haven't been overly impressed. I've said this thus far. Maybe my expectations were too high. Last week they looked really good, but that was against New England. So a huge test at Lambeau Field. Opportunity to move up in the rankings. But for right now, I got them at 6, and I'm comfortable with it.
I got my Washington Commanders here at 6. Yeah, they lost to the Ravens, but quite honestly, that game told me more about what the Commanders are than had they, lost big or won big. They played a really good Baltimore Ravens team. They hung with them right to the very end. Jaden Daniels did not look overmatched. The defense not good enough to stop Lamar, Derrick Henry. If they had a better defense, the outcome may have been different, but I like what I'm seeing. I'm not dropping them too far, so I got them at 6.
I got the Packers. I think Jordan Love healthy. They look really good.
Give me Anthony Stalter's Atlanta Falcons at number 6. I don't know if they'll win the division.
Sure they will.
I think they'll make the playoffs, though.
5.
I got the Green Bay Packers here. I think they look great against Arizona. I think they beat the Texans, so again, a little foreshadowing. I got the Packers at 5. I don't think they're better than the 4 teams that we're about to go over, but again, I think a huge test this weekend against the Texans, and they pass.
Yeah, see, I don't think they do, because I've got the Texans here at number 5, and I have them putting a beating on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field.
I got the Texans here as well. Either team wins, they'll be moved up, the other one will be moved down. I think the Packers actually win this game, though.
Just quiet.
Sorry.
I have the Houston Texans, number 5.
There you go, Marshy.
Wow, Marshy.
Number 4.
By the way, we do need a new Gauntlet contestant, 314-399-9646. New Gauntlet contestant. We'll play the Gauntlet in about 5 minutes. I got Jamie's Lions here. Put an absolute beat down on Dallas. I can't move my head quite yet, but man, that is an outstanding team. Had they not lost to the Bucs earlier in the year at home and looked bad doing so, I don't think they're 4 for me. But they're a top 5 team, no question.
Well, I got a team that was way down on my list last week. They're number 4 now, Baltimore Ravens. I'm starting to believe in what they truly are, and they are dominant offensively, and Derrick Henry has added a whole other world to that offense.
I have the Lions here. I think they've been playing extremely well. Good offense, beat the hell out of the Cowboys last week. They should keep going this week against the Vikings.
I have the Baltimore Ravens.
Attaboy, Marshy.
Number 4.
Holy smokes.
What?
No, it's good.
I'm surprised that you guys are in lockstep here.
So far.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Toggled on me.
Number 3.
Ravens. Team is finally looked like the team that we all expect them to.
Lions. They're a dominant team. They had one hiccup, but I still think they're a top 3 team.
Ravens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Lions.
Okay.
Attaboy, Marshy.
Number 2.
Marsh's Vikings. Even though they were idle last week, they still look good. Those purple uniforms look good.
I got the Chiefs here. Undefeated team, but they haven't run away with a lot of games, so to me, they're not the best or the second best.
I got the Vikings here.
I have the Vikings. I'll put them number 1.
Okay. Number 1.
Although
Chiefs.
I did a couple weeks ago.
Chiefs, I'll say aye.
Aye. He's got the Vikings.
I got the Vikings.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's trying to knock me down.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, I'm extremely worried about my Lions against these Vikings that are undefeated.
I don't know what your issue
Writing's
is.
on the wall.
I don't know what your issue is with Marsh, but we all feel it. It's palpable.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Vikings by 13.
There you go.
What he said. Sure.
We got the Gauntlet next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
All right, time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 405. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, who do we got today?
We have Tim joining the show.
What's up, Tim?
How are you doing, fellas?
Everybody's doing very well here, man. Appreciate you joining us today. Thanks for listening. First time in the Gauntlet?
Nope, this is my 5th time.
Oh. Whoa! Holy smokes, Marshy! What happened?
Let me give you a little background here.
He's working.
So I have the numbers, and this is for everybody. I have the numbers, and I put them in the system, right, for this year's Gauntlet.
Sure.
And his number, Tim's number, did not pop up.
All right.
So that means Tim has not done the wheel yet, at least in 2024.
There you go. Tim, has it been a while?
It's been a bit.
All right. How have you fared in the Gauntlet before?
I am 2-2.
Ooh. Who's your 2 wins?
Let's see, it was Brad Thompson, and it might have been a guest a couple years ago.
Your 2 losses?
To you and to Jamie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, are you then going after Jamie or I, or are you going for CD or Marsh?
Give me Jamie.
Oh, baby.
All right. Jamie Rivers.
All right. Well,
Why don't you get out of here, Jamie?
all right, Timmy Trumpets. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
All right, Jamie's going into the cone of silence right now. Tim, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What are you hoping for, Tim?
Oh, I'd probably say anything but football.
Anything but football. Not a football fan?
Nope, big football fan. Just know a little bit more about baseball, hockey.
Oh, okay.
Well, you didn't mention random, and that's exactly what it is today.
How do you feel about random? Tim, how do you feel about random?
Random's fine. It's one of those where I feel like I either get them all right or none right. So this could be interesting.
That makes sense. Yeah, random can be tricky that way. Sometimes they're in your wheelhouse. The questions are in your wheelhouse. By the way, you do get 4 questions, all random. Jamie will get the same 4 questions today. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Tim, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Name the tallest mountain range in the world. Name the tallest mountain range in the world.
Oh, I have a feeling I know what it is, but go ahead and give me the options.
Sure. The Himalayas, the Andes, or the Alaska Range. The Himalayas, the Andes, Alaska Range.
Go ahead and give me the Himalayas.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Tarantulas are found on all continents except which one?
I'm going to go with Antarctica.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Ottawa, Ontario celebrates Alanis Morissette Day in which month of the year?
Oh, good Lord. Of course, Jamie has this one.
I think you dated her.
Oh, go ahead and give me the option.
I think you went on a date with her.
Oh, wow. He asked for the options.
Oh, my bad. January, March, or October?
Oh, I'll just go with January.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Tim, final question. In mid-2023, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile briefly changed its name to what?
Go ahead and give the options on that one.
The Buns and Beef Express, the Frankmobile, or the Frankfurter Fleet? The Buns and Beef Express.
I will go with the Frankmobile.
The Frankmobile. Final answer?
Final answer.
All righty. Let's bring in our guy, Jamie Rivers. Tim, how you feeling?
I felt better.
Okay. You felt worse, though, too.
Yeah.
Carey had to punch the glass to wake Jamie up out of his slumber. Jamie, how are you?
Good. It was a late night last night, guys. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Close your eyes for a minute.
Yeah, I did. And
Got some sleep, did you?
Felt fast.
Okay.
That Gauntlet felt fast.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Right. Jamie?
Yeah.
Your category today is completely random.
Of course it is. Okay.
Pack a lunch.
Hang on. Get in the zone, because sometimes random can fall in your wheelhouse. Sometimes it's nowhere near it.
Same thing Tim said.
I said that.
Oh, you said that.
Did you say that?
I thought
I
Tim
said
that.
sometimes the questions fall right in your wheelhouse, and sometimes they do not.
Sometimes they're so awful you have no chance.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Well, Tim said that he either gets all four or none right.
Yeah.
How do you do today?
Pack a lunch.
I tried.
He did.
All right, Jamie. Name the tallest mountain range in the world. Name the tallest mountain range in the world.
I believe it's the Himalayas. Hold on, no. No, I'm going to trust myself on this. Final answer.
Question number 2. Tarantulas are found on all continents except which one?
Well, I have a hard time believing they could parade themselves around in the snow and in the ice, so I'll go with Antarctica. Final answer.
Question number 3. Ottawa, Ontario.
Ooh.
Celebrates Alanis Morissette Day.
Oh, God.
In which month? In which month of the year?
My girl had a whirlwind romance for one date with her. Yeah, but I actually do know the answer to this because my birthday's March 16th and Alanis Morissette Day is March 8th. I'm pretty sure of that. Final answer.
Okay.
We're not still in contact anyway, so it's
No.
fine. No.
All right. Final question for you, Jamie.
Strange girl.
In mid-2023, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile briefly changed its name to what?
Briefly changed its name? It's called the Wienermobile still. So it briefly changed. I did not know about this change. Options, please.
The Buns and Beef Express, the Frankmobile, or the Frankfurter Fleet.
Okay, so the Frankmobile seems like the most logical. What was the first one?
The Buns and Beef Express.
I'm going with that. The Buns and Beef Express, because I feel like they tried to be edgy and realized, it's not really where we wanted to go. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over these today.
Oof.
Let's start right there. In mid-2023, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. In mid-2023, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile briefly changed its name to what? Tim, you went with the Frankmobile. We just heard Jamie go with the Buns and Beef Express. Correct answer is
the Frankmobile.
The Frankmobile. So Tim's got a 1-0 lead over Jamie. Tarantulas are found on all continents except Tim, you went with Antarctica. Jamie, you went with Antarctica.
Oh boy.
Correct answer is it is Antarctica. But
Right.
neither of you needed the options.
Nice job, Tim.
Tim's still with that 1-point lead over Jamie. Name the tallest mountain range in the world. Tim, you went with the Himalayas. Jamie, you went with the Himalayas. Correct answer is
It is the Himalayas.
But Jamie didn't need the options. Tim did. We're all tied up. We are all tied up. Comes down to this one.
No way.
Of course it does.
Ottawa, Ontario celebrates Alanis Morissette Day in which month of the year? Tim, with the options, you said January. Jamie, you said I dated her for a long time.
No.
I have a birthday in March.
Yep.
She's honored in March. I'm pretty sure it's March.
She picked that day on purpose.
If it's January, Tim wins. If it's March, Jamie wins. Tim.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
So, Tim, the Snake Pit is furious. Furious that Jamie got a hockey question in random. So, sorry, man.
Canada
That's
question.
all right.
A hockey question.
Sorry, not hockey.
Canada question.
Well, it's the same thing.
Canada hockey.
It's the same thing.
What is it?
Yeah, furious to get a Canadian question. So, Tim, I'm sorry, man. You got you today. It basically came down to that question there.
He did date her,
Hey,
too.
all good.
Yeah.
All good. Appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks for
Good job,
listening,
Tim.
man.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks,
Good job, Tim.
Thanks for playing today.
Seems a bit
Thanks, fellas.
unfair.
I didn't come up with the
Yeah,
question.
Could have been, but you could have. It's a 1 in 4 shot. It could have been one of us.
It happened to land on Jamie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure did.
March 8th.
March 8th. Yep.
Was that the day that you faxed her?
Oh,
And
the day
why?
I called her from my parents' kitchen into her parents' kitchen, and we had to talk to each other that day.
What'd you guys do on this date?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much.
That's why it didn't work out.
She's a fine gal. She's fine. She's fine.
Fast lane fine.
Fast lane fine. Trust me.
Okay.
All of her songs are dedicated to Jamie.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Into a movie.
What do we have next? We should do that.
We got JR.
There you go.
Jay. The other JR next. The one that didn't date Alanis Morissette next on 101 ESPN.
All right, are you looking to remodel your kitchen, your bathroom, maybe that outdoor living space? Well, I'll tell you what. I just bought a new house. I've got some projects that are upcoming. I am calling my friends over at E&B Granite. They are phenomenal at what they do, and they've been servicing the St. Louis area for over 20 years, and I want you guys to experience the same great quality that I went through my last house. We redid the kitchen, all that stuff. It was a phenomenal job by E&B Granite. You walk into their showroom, 6135 Manchester Ave, super easy to get there. You walk in, you see one of the representatives, the in-house design team. They'll walk you through the process, show you the cabinets, show you the different color palettes, all that stuff that you're looking for. But the real good stuff is in back. That's where the countertops are. They've got granite, they've got quartz, they've got marble, they've got soapstone. They've got everything that you're looking for, and you get to pick it yourself right there at the showroom. And then they put the countertops, your cabinets, to do all the installation in-house, and it is fantastic. You will absolutely love the end result. So please give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in there. That number's 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
It's time for the Rutherford Report on 101 ESPN.
Anything you folks want to know about the fascinating world of pro hockey, here we go.
All right, time to talk to our Blues insider, Jeremy Rutherford with The Athletic. What's up, JR?
I know the
Oh, my goodness.
Just rocking out here. Just rocking out. How you guys doing?
I knew her before that album came out.
I'm sitting here reading the lyrics to see if she mentioned you.
Yeah, no.
She does. You gotta read between the lines. You know, you gotta read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
How you boys doing?
Good. And she's thriving, so good for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. You guys both are after the breakup.
You both made it. Yeah, you both made it.
Yeah. The Blues didn't make it a game last night, unfortunately. JR, what was the biggest miss last night for you? Like, what was the thing that kind of stood out that went sideways for the Blues?
Well, I think you used the right word, miss. 20 missed shots. I think that the offense has been struggling, and we'll see some different line combinations again tomorrow. They have trouble getting into the offensive zone. They have trouble sustaining time there, obviously. And when they do get shots on net, they're not high danger shots. They're shots from the perimeter, or they're one and done, and they're missing the net a lot. So I think that the reason we keep talking about them playing catch up in all these games, pretty obvious. You're not scoring goals. You're giving them up, and you're playing catch up the entire 60 minutes.
JR, what are your thoughts so far on all the different line combinations that we've seen so far in this early season?
Yeah, I think that Drew Bannister, obviously any coach, is looking for the right ingredients, and he's got a lot of new faces, new players. I think he's trying to figure out who fits where. But I do think that it can have an effect on players, as you touched on earlier, and I actually talked to Robert Thomas about it today. I said, what about these changes? And I got it queued up right here in my laptop. He said, definitely there's been a lot of changing up. I think it's hard. Plays happen quick, and you need to know where guys are. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get used to guys. So I think the players, as Thomas says, they are kind of going through a little bit of that. But, I guess you could look at it both ways. Some people say, hey, keep them the same and let these guys get some sort of comfort level. But, when you find yourself in a situation that the Blues are in, granted, it's early, like we keep saying, Drew Bannister wants to keep moving things to find out what works.
Blues sit at 2-2 right now. They've been behind by 2 goals in each of their games. What have you taken away that has been positive so far this season?
Well, I think a couple of things. I think you look at the fourth line, but people get tired of talking about that fourth line, and that will be changed up tomorrow, by the way. They had a great 3 games, but got hemmed in a couple times. And so Drew Bannister, it looks like he's going to put Kapanen in for Walker, although I will say this, Sundqvist will be back soon and could be on that fourth line on the right wing spot. But, in terms of positives, Carey, I think it's the character to come back in those games on the road trip. That'll bode well for them the rest of the season. And, guys, Philip Broberg, I mean, this is a great find. We all know the offer sheet story, and he and Dylan Holloway coming over. But the way he has played, his stick play, and I think he's got points in all 4 games, so he's doing it offensively too, chipping in. I think this is a player who's going to be a big part of this retool.
Jeremy Rutherford joins us right now on the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. At some point, an identity will be formed. What do you think the identity will be of the Blues?
Well, hopefully, if you're Doug Armstrong and Drew Bannister, it's a hard-working identity because that's the way it's going to have to be. And I think, at some point you're going to want to see this team kind of settle in and players know what their roles are. You guys talk about the Cardinals and trotting out the same lineup and those guys knowing what the team's looking for from them. I mean, again, Drew Bannister's been in a situation where he's had to change things up a little bit, but you're Dylan Holloway and you show up in your top line left wing. I've talked to him. He wants to score. He wants to show everybody that he's a top player. Then you come and, your right wing third line. I think guys are just going to want to get to a point where they know where and how they can contribute. So, what's the identity? I think that's probably going to be a little while before we see that. But in the meantime, they're going to have to show, they want to be here. They're thankful for the opportunity to be in this lineup. And there's a lot of competition for these spots, both up front and defensively. So guys are going to continue to have to prove that.
JR, I'm not sure if you crossed this bridge with Drew Bannister yet face-to-face, but, what are you seeing from this power play that the Blues have? Because I've seen some good puck movement, but I've also seen some of the old habits of passing up good shots, looking for a bigger, better play early on so far this season.
Yeah, that's been number one is passing up some shots. And look, they got off to a pretty good start. Now, granted, that play that they scored on, it was in Seattle, the quick up to Carey, and then he takes it around the edge and scores. That's a set play, so that's not necessarily in the zone, working the puck, looking for the seam, getting off good shots and one-timers. So I think we're going to have to see more of that. Quick puck movement. Also, I've touched on this a few times, they're moving bodies around a lot on that unit, guys switching sides, guys sliding down, guys going net front, then they're moving into the corner. So I think the potential's there, it looks like, with what they're coaching to get some production from that unit. But I think once you get the puck in those spots, you're right. They've got to shoot the puck, and Jordan Kyrie's passed up a few, and, the second power play unit hasn't done too much. So, still some promise for these two groups, I think, but definitely got to put that puck on net. But, last thing on that is, that's the type of thing that seeps into your 5-on-5 game. I think overall right now the Blues don't have enough pucks on net.
You talk about putting the puck on the net, and one guy that we expect or expected to be in front of that net, have that net front presence, is Jake Neighbors. He doesn't have a point or an assist yet. Are you seeing anything out of him? Does he have to do anything different than what he's doing? We have high expectations for him for this season.
Yeah, I think with Jake, I don't think he's on the scoreboard yet, any points, but, I think that he's putting himself in decent positions. He can probably be a little more direct, is what Drew Bannister said today. He was asked about Jake Neighbors and said, he can be a little harder around the net. I mean, we saw that last year. Look, his numbers circled. People are going to know who he is. They know how he scored his 27 goals last year. So, it's going to be tougher for Jake Neighbors this season. But in terms of what the Blues want to see from him, it's definitely to be a little harder. And that's going to be the case on the power play, too. Like, the Blues aren't going to score power play goals unless you have Jake Neighbors disruptive in front of the net like we saw from him last year.
All right, JR, we'll let you go. We know you got to go through that Jagged Little Pill album a couple more times, so we appreciate you joining us on Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, I'll show you how old Rivers is. I still got to play the rest of the tape here.
That's perfect.
Good. Yeah,
that's
perfect. Tape, absolutely.
Thank you.
See you, JR.
All right, bye.
It's Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues Insider with The Athletic.
Funny guy.
He is.
Funny guy.
Yeah, he's absolutely funny. Yep. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got a list of NFL contenders. We'll start off with the AFC. What are the things that they need to improve on to become a true Super Bowl contenders? That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just got done talking with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider from The Athletic. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We talked about the Blues losing to the Minnesota Wild last night in the home opener, 4-1 the final. The Blues have an opportunity to get back in the win column against the New York Islanders tomorrow night, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Tonight, we'll have NLCS Game 3 between the Mets and the Dodgers, as that series is all knotted up at 1. Pregame starts at 6:30. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Well, we're week 7 now in the NFL. Tomorrow night will be Broncos and Saints. And as we've talked about, some of the separation has occurred right now in the NFL. So with that, what are some of the things that NFL teams can really get better at when it comes to, well, why don't we just talk about their warts? How about that? And some areas that they could improve upon. So let's start off with the Bills. Carey, you hate them. Go ahead.
The Bills can actually stay good if they don't pass the ball and just run the ball.
They're 10th in they're 3rd in passing offense.
Yeah, is that based on yards, or is that accuracy, efficiency, completions?
That's everything, all cooked into one. James cooked into one.
Yeah,
rushing offense is 10th.
James Cook is who they should be leaning on when he's healthy, or Ray Davis.
You don't even like James Cook.
I like the running game more than I like the passing game.
Shocker from a running back.
I don't know what you thought I was going to say. The hell you guys think? You guys met me? Run the damn ball. Where is Josh Allen ranked in passing yards? 19th in the whole NFL.
Who's first?
Geno Smith.
Okay, so there we go.
What's the record? They're winning.
Seattle's
because
3-3.
Passing. That's my point.
Carey.
You asked me what do they need to do.
You can't be one-dimensional and you know that.
You don't have to be.
They're balanced offensively.
Not if your passer is 19th in the NFL. He's just above Justin Fields.
Oh, boy.
He's got 60 more passing yards than Justin Fields. You hate Justin Fields.
I don't hate Justin Fields. You want to bench him for Russell Wilson.
No,
and it's not 2014.
I did not say bench him. What I said was play both of them. Hell, get the best out of both of them. Maximize their potential. High ceiling. Use both of them. Yeah. The Buffalo Bills will be the best version of themselves if they keep doing what they're doing. Limit the opportunities for Josh Allen to throw the game away. You know what they did in Houston? Threw the ball 30 times. How many did he complete?
19.
9. Take away the 1. 9. He didn't even get into double digits. And they lost, which they should have. This team is best if you limit the opportunities for Josh Allen to have to be Superman. Now, what they just did was signed Amari Cooper. You know what he's going to do?
Run routes.
He's going to run routes, and Josh Allen's going to put on his cape and say, I can make that throw. I see Josh Allen watching film as he's sitting there, I can make that throw. That's what I see for him. And the coach's like, no. Don't make that throw. I can make that throw. And they're like, no, we don't need it. Like, yeah, we do. And then he throws it, and he gets picked off. And then it's going the other direction. And everybody's like, well, why did he throw that throw?
I know.
How many interceptions Josh Allen got this year?
He is
0.
Really on
exactly. Because he ain't saying, I can make that throw. He ain't got a guy he can make that throw too. But you know what the Bills just did? They signed a guy that he's going to say, I can make that throw. He's going to throw that damn ball and he's going to get picked off because he can't make that throw. And he shouldn't.
So they got rid of Stephon Diggs to teach Josh Allen.
They got rid of Stephon Diggs, and he is not turning the ball over. Well, you know what, guys? We'll see. We'll see. And when I'm right, when he has a 2 to 3 interception game because he's trying to force the damn ball to Amari Cooper, I want apologies from all of you. All of you. That's what I expect.
You'll get them.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
You'll get those
What about
sorries.
if he throws 3 touchdowns to Amari
Along
Cooper?
with 3 interceptions?
No.
Cool.
Yeah, what happens if he throws for 3 touchdowns? Jamie has a great question for you.
Then it worked out well.
You apologize
And then
to
I'll
us.
apologize to y'all.
Okay.
Can you
when
at
it
least admit
doesn't-
that Josh Allen is one of the top quarterbacks in the league?
He won't.
In what?
See, he won't do it. He won't do it, Anthony. You've tried this before.
In what? In what version? He's 19th in passing yards. What do you want your quarterback to do? What do they get
Not
paid to
turn
do?
the ball over.
He's doing
win
that
in the
fantastic.
red zone.
Outstanding.
Win on third downs.
Do you know why?
Don't even get to third down.
Do you know why he's doing that?
Why?
Because he does not have a receiver that he feels he has to force the ball to.
Right, he's spreading the ball around, which is why they got rid of Stephon Diggs.
And what did they just do, Anthony?
Would they just do what?
What did the Bills just do?
They acquired Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Who's not a
And they just won
Amari
their last
Cooper's
game.
not a number one.
Amari Cooper is a number 1 receiver.
Like Sonny Gray is an ace.
Oh, gosh. All right.
He's the number 1 on this team. But he's not. I'm sorry, I can't put Amari Cooper in the same conversation as Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's a number 1.
You shouldn't put him in the same conversation.
CeeDee Lamb's a number 1.
You shouldn't put him in this, but he is a number 1 receiver that's been on a bad team for the last couple of years. He was a number 1 receiver when Joe Flacco was throwing him the ball. That's his guy.
But I don't think Amari Cooper is the difference. I think that them staying balanced and also playing much better defense than they have thus far. The rush defense isn't good enough.
You're going to see Josh Allen force some throws and turn the ball over. And then I'll be right, and you guys will be wrong.
All right. Ravens.
Keep playing ball. I like it. Pick up the defense.
Just
a little bit.
The defense, you can't run on them, but you can throw on them. And some of that is like that pass funnel, right? Because you can't run, so you have to pass.
Yeah.
But I don't think their secondary has been great. I don't think their secondary has been good enough. That's the one area that's a concern. Their offensive line was an issue, I think, coming into the year, but man, that O-line's played great of late.
I would agree with you. I don't know if it's the secondary or their defensive schemes. I don't know if I believe 100% in their pass coverage right now.
Yep.
They give up chunks of yardage pretty quickly. I mean, the Commanders were able to stay in that game with some pretty big passing plays as well. So that's the only thing I see with them.
All right, Carey's Steelers. Nothing defensively. It's all on the offense.
Keep playing defense the way you are. I think they've done a fantastic job of that. And you got to get something in the passing game. You got to get something offensively. And again, I think that if they do go to Russell Wilson, that would be the reason why they feel like he can provide that in the passing game. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. To see what they actually do and what route they go. Maybe it's a little bit of gamesmanship. Maybe they have no intention on playing Russell Wilson at all.
Yeah.
Maybe Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback, and they'll go that route. But I think at the end of the day, if they are able to find some sort of passing game with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, I think they'll be fine. Because defensively, they're going to stop people. They're going to make big plays on that side of the ball.
You know how I feel about the passing game. I think it's anytime Arthur Smith's got a quarterback that is dropping back, every wide receiver is covered. He doesn't design anything to get anybody open. And they're 26 right now in rushing. They haven't been a good rushing team this season, which is supposed to be his hallmark. I think he was getting a lot of credit for Justin Fields playing within the game. I think Arthur Smith got a lot of credit for the way the defense and Chris Boswell was kicking earlier in the season. And it was basically undue.
Can we go back to the Amari Cooper real quick?
Mm-hmm.
He was 10th in receiving last year. You know who he was in front of?
Who?
Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs.
All right,
played less games than both of them.
I'll take Jamar Chase.
Okay.
You take Amari Cooper.
I'm just telling you.
And we'll meet on Sunday.
I'm just telling you.
Would you
tell me he's not a number 1? Was Stephon Diggs a number 1?
Would you take, at one point, yes. Would you take Jamar Chase or Amari Cooper?
I would take Jamar Chase.
Thank you.
But you're telling me that Josh Allen isn't going to, that he doesn't, Amari Cooper is a damn good receiver.
I'm not arguing with that, but he's not.
You're the one who doesn't like him.
We can't put him in the elite category.
Oh, God.
Amari Cooper is one of the better route runners I've seen in his time. But he's not keeping defensive coordinators up at night.
Not in Cleveland. Nobody is.
He won't do it in Buffalo.
Joe Flacco. There's
no defensive coordinator that's like, I have got to know where Amari Cooper is.
I went too far.
Your mouth.
I went too far. You can't talk about Joe Flacco.
Flacco out your mouth. You know what happens.
What about the Chiefs? They're 5-0.
They need some receivers.
Yeah.
I feel like they do. Like, yeah, they're winning, and you got Patrick Mahomes. Like, I get it. Like, but that only goes so far. At some point, even Tom Brady ran out of receivers in New England.
And still won.
Not the last go round.
Well,
the last time they got there,
that old line. The old line sunk
but
too.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Tom Brady made great players out of Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman and Wes Welker. Not exactly names anybody thought were going to be, premier receivers in the NFL. I don't know. I think the Chiefs, like Patrick Mahomes, can do a lot. I think if he had more options in the passing game, I think that would make them more dangerous.
I also think that they need Isaiah Pacheco back. I mean, that's not a leap there.
Kareem Hunt was fine.
He was fine. He's not as Isaiah Pacheco.
He was fine.
Listen, you and CD can get together and put together a team of Hunt and Amari Cooper. Jamie and I will take Jamar Chase and Isaiah Pacheco.
Anthony,
and we'll see
there was
Sunday.
Already a team with those guys on there.
We'll see on Sunday.
That was a playoff team.
Didn't sound like that.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper, they're on the same team at one point.
And now they're together again.
Well, no.
In the AFC.
Yeah.
All right. You two are pissing me off. You two are just flat ticking me off. Why don't we get the sports six-pack going, shall we?
Let's go.
314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service tax line. Go ahead. No, I didn't say that. I said Hunt.
Did he? He said Hunt. Hunt.
Got my attention.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to apologize for it. That guy's had a checkered past.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
What is that? What do we do?
What? Did I go too far?
Just
no, not this time.
Thank you. Six-pack next.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, the real Fast Lane, the real guys.
Yeah, not
Snake Pit is being infiltrated by a bunch of con artists.
Snake Pit. And
he wrote an imposter CD.
Yeah, that's not
crazy.
Carey.
It's not Carey Davis, and it's not me in the Snake Pit. I do chime in, but when I do, it's from the 101 ESPN account, and I put a little JR next to it.
And I put CD next to mine.
So anybody reading in the Snake Pit, anything that the other Jamie Rivers has said on here, that is not me, and the other Carey Davis is not Carey.
Not at all. It has a picture of me, though.
It does.
This is why you have to be careful with social media.
Yeah. I'm staring at a picture of myself, too. In a suit, all dressed up.
Looking good.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty good. It's a nice picture. I appreciate the effort.
All right, question 1, please.
Question number 1.
From FedEx Colton, that ref had a rough game last night. He made all the calls in that game, no lie. I was there live, and that's the loudest I've ever heard the refs booed. I looked it up, and he has roughly 100 games refed in the NHL. What do? Do you allow the guy to develop and get better, or whack him because he was, in caps, bad?
So what was he bad at? Let's get it out there. Because the Toropchenko penalty that everybody thought was terrible, if you go back and watch the game, about 3 or 4 seconds before everybody thought the penalty happened, there was a high stick. Torpo's stick came up and clipped the guy in the face. Play continued on, down behind the net, and everybody thinks that that's when there was a high sticking call. It wasn't. It was called before. So referee is okay in that one. If we're going to talk about the goal that went in following the buzzer, that's standard. That's not even the referee's call. That goes back to the NHL, and they go, oh, by the way, there was no time on the clock, so pull that goal back. As far as the Jordan Kyrou goal, yeah, that was frustrating because the puck was still loose, but the official lost sight of the puck, and it says in the rule book that if an official loses sight of the puck, he may blow the whistle. It's his call at that point. Some referees will let that play out longer. In this particular case, he didn't. So was it a frustrating call? Yeah. Was it a bad call? No, not by the book. So I don't know where else everything went wrong with the refereeing.
People get mad when the call.
But now we just blame the
way.
refs?
Yeah, play better.
Yeah.
Referees got a tough enough job. I think if the call is correct, you're not always going to get the call in your favor. I think as long as it's the same on both sides. You're calling the penalties both ways. You're being fair in what the game is and going by the rules. Is what it is.
I say boo him.
Boo this man! You can boo him all you want, but don't blame them for the loss.
Unless it's game 3 of the Western Conference Final.
That's different.
That is very different.
Question number 2.
From the 314, what percentage of the Cardinals' 2024 opening day roster will be there in 2025? Is it 25%, 50%, 75%? What do you guys think?
Probably 75%.
We're not math majors here.
No, but so let's think about this though.
How many people you got?
Okay,
minus how many?
Yeah, so let's just do this. Newt, Contreras,
Donnie,
Donovan, Walker, Sonny Gray.
Let's see.
Nolan Arenado.
Win. Let's see.
We naming the whole roster.
Pages. Was Pages?
Well,
no,
do you want a percentage or not? Are we doing the sports?
That's fine.
Are we doing the sports six?
There's only Goldie's not going to be back. That's
Are
it.
we just going to half-ass this?
Well,
the
you
rest
got
of
to do
the
the
show?
whole roster.
I don't know.
The whole opening day roster.
Oh, like pitchers included?
Yeah. That's
all right. Hold on here.
So
let me just. We gonna name the whole 40 man?
Well, we're trying to get a percentage for this. You know, if it's a listener's asking a question of us in the sports six pack, and
I didn't know math was going to be.
I guess
involved.
we're just half-assing it now.
Oh, Marshy just wants you to wing it.
Right.
Well, that's what I did in school.
Well, we all did. That's why we're here.
Hey, some of us
had somebody.
Some of us had Carey.
Some of us have Carey. All right. So, Wilson Contreras. Was Herrera on the opening day roster last year?
I think so.
Yes.
Remember we had a
Oh, that's right. He hit the home run.
Well, that was
that was a home. Yeah, that was a home opener. Let's see here. I said Arenado, Baker, no. Fermin, no. Goldschmidt, no. Gorman, Wynn, Burleson, Donovan, Nootbaar. Victor Scott was.
It's probably more like 80% will be back.
Ciani wasn't. Walker, that's
Yeah.
10 right there without the pitchers.
Here's a better question. Well, not a better question. I want to say my question's better, but here's another question.
Very arrogant of you, Marcus. Very arrogant.
My goodness.
Not like that you said that. No, good.
What percentage of the payroll will not be back? Like,
Again,
looking at
more
payroll.
math.
Oh,
Actually, might be
That's
worse.
even
than
worse.
this. Yeah, my
it's
bad.
way worse.
My bad. Definitely not a better question.
Question 2, please.
That was question 2.
Definitely not a better question is what he said.
You know what, Marsh, you were right.
I even have a calculator and I don't have a chance.
Marsh, you were right to wing it. 75%.
Yeah. There we go.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 314, what happened to the goons in hockey? Why has the game started getting soft?
So I'll actually blame the goons for this, and let me explain. Because when I first came in the league and drafted in '93, like teams had tough guys, had fighters, but those guys were expected to go out and play a little bit too, and they only were activated into fighter mode when something went a little bit squirrely, and most of the time it was in the heat of the moment. There's a hit on the ice or something that happened earlier, somebody goes after somebody. What happened is towards the late 90s, early 2000s, all the tough guys decided we're just going to square off, like big staged fights. Like before the puck even drops, they're like gloves off, helmets off, circling around center ice, doing the whole like stage fight. Well, the NHL didn't like that. They love that their sport has spontaneous fights and that there's an intensity that maybe other sports, not that they don't have, other sports can't act on that intensity like the NHL can. You can throw the mitts down, have at her, and 5 minutes in the penalty box and figure it out later. Right. But when you stage the fights, it takes a little bit of that drama out of it, you know, because it's not really part of the play. You're just like, hey, want to go?
Is it not just like a hatred for one or a dislike, disdain?
It's like, just it got to be just routine. Yeah. All right, you're the tough guy. I'm the tough guy. You tap him on the shin pads. Are we doing it now or you want to do it later? Let's do it now. Okay, let's go. And it's like, there was very little intensity. Now, I'm not saying the fights weren't real. They're real. And some guys got knocked the hell out. Trust me. Yeah. But the fight was not based upon something that happened in the game. It was just because, I think we should fight because we're the two tough guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that's when the NHL started saying, we need to back away from this model right now and try to get back to spontaneous fights in the NHL. Mm-hmm. And they've done a pretty good job of that because you don't see as many staged fights anymore. But what I hate now is the NHL's gone to every time there's a great body check, someone has to fight. It's craziness. Like the other night, Blake Coleman in Calgary laid a beautiful body check, shoulder to shoulder, put the guy on his ass. And then he has to turn and answer the bell. Like somebody's like, now I got to fight you.
Yeah.
No, you don't, you idiot. How about you tell your teammate to keep his head up? Or
go hit somebody else.
Go hit one of my guys.
Right.
It's part of the game.
Somebody hit somebody.
Like, can you imagine, Carey, that every time there's a big hit in the NFL, that guy who makes the hit has to fight somebody?
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I don't like that part of it. I'm very much supportive of the intense, in the moment, spontaneous fights that have real emotions attached to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates the NHL from a lot of other leagues that have physical play. But that's why you don't see the goons anymore, is because the goons went ahead and wanted to just not even try to play the game, just go out there and slug it out and then go sit on the bench for the rest of the game. It's unfortunate.
All right, we'll continue our Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, you recently had an experience with our guy Stewie that you called the, quote, the easiest situation to ever buy a house.
Yeah, it was awesome. As we know, we tell our listeners all the time to give Stewie a call and all that. And as soon as I was in the buying a house mode, I was like, I'm going to give Stewie a call. I mean, obviously, we tell people about him. Let's use him. It was awesome. So easy. He certainly guides you the right way. Make sure you have all the right paperwork to get your loan approved and all that stuff. But then any little speed bumps or obstacles, Stewie was right there. Quick phone call from him, a quick email from his business. It was awesome. It was one of the easiest, if not the easiest, home buying experience I've ever had, and I highly suggest it for all of our listeners.
Yeah, so if you are buying a home, or maybe you want to refi, but you don't know if it's a good time, or maybe, Jamie, you're dealing with a lot of debt, and it can be scary. You're up all night. You don't know how you're going to get out of this. Stewie can help with all of it. So give him a call. It's his personal cell phone number that we're going to give you. So you can call or text. It's 314-324-4440.
Again, that is 314-324-4440.
Same exact number that Jamie called, by the way. It's the same one. He loves helping out clients. He loves helping out one-on-one listeners. So tell him Jamie and Anthony told you to call. If you miss that phone number, though, you can always
Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
504, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh, continuing our Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 4.
All right, Anthony, let's head to the snake pit. And Alex has a very important question for you, Mr. Stalter. And that is, Anthony, how many lateral raises do you do a week?
How many lateral raises do I do? Well, one shoulder workout per week. I probably do anywhere from 3 to 5 sets of lateral raises. I can't go too heavy with the lateral raise.
No.
Because then your form starts to be jacked up.
You don't want that.
Yeah. So I keep it a little light, 10 to 20.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
Front
three
raise,
sets of 10.
Lateral, those shoulders, get you good burn.
Got to get the front and the side. Dumbbells.
No question.
Do you do like the bus driving?
No, I
technique?
don't. Yeah, I've seen that done. Though, with like you grab a plate.
Yeah.
Grab a plate and do it. No. That would be pretty good though. Forearms.
Tough.
You got forearm action. You got front delt action.
It burns.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
great.
Alex.
People want to know. They want to know.
You know what? You got a question in the snake pit. We're going to answer it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 5.
So rolled on that person that changed his name to Carey Davis to kind of goof around cannot change his name now for 14 days. He goes, think of me as Carey's number one fan. I wonder who it was beforehand. Like, who were you beforehand, or is this the first time in the snake pit? You just decided to impersonate Carey Davis.
Who's my guy in here? He hasn't said much here.
Maybe it's one of
that guy's embarrassed. The Carey guy's like, oh no, I was just joking around. I'm stuck. That's awesome.
Stuck.
Yeah. Now I'm stuck.
Question number 5.
All right. From the 314. Let's be serious here.
All right.
I mean, we don't have to, but
let's do that.
It is the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
We know what that means.
Guys, what do you think the Cardinals' slogan for next season should be? If you were on the marketing team for the St. Louis Cardinals, what is the slogan. Or the
motto?
punchline. Like the blues is like rhythm and blues.
Right. Yeah.
You said the punchline?
I would say it would be something like, you're not going to want to miss these giveaways. Because then it could be double meaning. You don't want to miss the incredible giveaways, which has really been the theme for the Cardinals over the last couple of years, right? It's about the giveaways. They're targeting the giveaways, not baseball. It's about the giveaway. But it can also give away games.
Anthony, they want better bullpens.
You know what I mean? But not after Carey trades Ryan Helsley. So
that's this summer.
Come for the giveaways.
This offseason.
Stay for the losses.
Should have been last summer. What do I know?
Come for the giveaways. Stay for the average baseball.
I said let's be serious.
I think you said we could.
I think he is
I'm being serious.
I did.
I think he's very serious.
Thank you, Carey. Real Carey?
Cardinals baseball for the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See? Yeah, for the birds.
Carey, what's yours?
I have none. I mean, our young guys gonna play hard, man.
The hard 9.
The hard 9.
It's gonna be tough to field.
You get some people there.
All right. Yeah. Interesting. Marsh, what's yours?
I think mine would be
stay for the disappointment. Dadderall. Oh, man.
We could be a 500 team this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we won 83 last year.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. All right. These are all good. Let's send these to the Cardinals.
I don't know if that's going to work.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hey, we just going to play hard, man. See where it goes.
Yeah.
Let's have fun out there.
Let's have fun out there.
Hey, let's have fun out there.
Get hard, stay hard, play hard.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Jamie?
Oh, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Question number 6.
Hey, we found it.
Catchy.
Hire this man.
Thank you.
From the 618.
We have 11 championships from Alex. Alex in the snake pit. We have 11 championships. I can actually hear it. It's like the bobble. Like at first you see the bobblehead.
Yeah.
And it's St. Louis Cardinals baseball. We have 11 championships.
Actually, before we get to question number 6, I kind of want to run through some of these texts that are coming in the Air Comfort Service text line. From 314, the theme song will be Give It Away Now by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Give it away now.
From the 314, yes, we're still playing.
Oh, boy.
From the 314, if you don't come, we won't build anything. From the 314, stay for the expensive blanking concessions.
That's good. Yeah.
From Grant Francis Fan Club, remember Pujols and Yachty. From the 314, hey, we aren't the Athletics.
These are really good. Oh, man.
All right, question.
Our listeners are incredible.
84, here we come.
From the 636, try to remember the times of September.
Oh, man.
From the 314, cheap on the field, not at the concession stands.
That's great.
We should have a whole segment of this. This is the greatest ever. Oh, my gosh. Not your grandfather's Cardinals.
Or your father's. All right, let's get to the 618 here. Does the current state of the Titans, the Tennessee Titans, make it even more puzzling as to why Mike Vrabel didn't get a head coaching job this offseason?
He's not doing.
Can you share it?
Yeah. Oh, guy, Carey.
Hey, we beat the Brewers in 82.
Country music superstar Adam Wainwright used to pitch there.
618. Greg Amsinger says you have to come out here.
This is
incredible.
Oh my goodness.
For the 239. Come on, guys. 2011 was only a decade ago.
Over a decade now.
Oh, man.
What was the Titans? Something about Vrabel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go.
They chose Carey's ex-teammate chose Will Levis over Vrabel. That's what happened there.
Oh.
And that's why they're...
No, he wasn't there for that pick.
He wasn't?
Nah, he wasn't there. I don't think Rand had anything to do with that. This is Will's second year or third year?
Second.
Oh, maybe he did. He might have.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, because they got Skaran
Yeah.
I think the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. This is really good.
Oh, man.
You guys got one to end on? I feel like we need to kind of tie this together. Anybody?
We used to be good when Netflix delivered DVDs to your door.
You could do a whole thing just centered around things that used to be here.
Oh. Come see our new superstar pitcher, Rich Hill.
Saving you money on postseason tickets.
Oh, goodness.
We were good when venture was a thing. All right, it's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. The Blues are mixing things up big time, aren't they? They're mixing a whole bunch. They're mixing the lines. They're even tinkering with the line that it's worked. When has mixing and matching gone too far? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, I was in the office with our friends over at Mentality, and I just love how they just continue to check on you. They're always asking how you're feeling, how you're doing, how's your progress going. And it wasn't long ago that I went in there completely unaware of how much help they could be to me. And now I find myself in a spot where I'm, got more energy. I'm in the gym every day, putting on some muscle, feeling a lot younger than I used to. Things have changed a ton, and it's all thanks to our friends over at Mentality.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you're like, man, I wish I knew about this, years ago. Look, if you're a guy, your testosterone is going to dip. It dips because of stress. It dips because of, obviously not eating healthy. It dips because you're not working out. It dips because you don't sleep well. All those things are true. But it naturally dips as you get older. Yep. Mentality is there because they want you to be at your best at all times. And that's why Jamie and I went to one of their two locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. I go to the South County one. Jamie goes to the Chesterfield one. They're both fantastic. Same people, by the way, that work there, and the people are incredible. So you sit down, you tell them how you're feeling. They ask you very simple questions. If you're irritable, if you're low on energy, if you from a workout standpoint, you're not motivated, whatever the deal may be, if they draw your blood and you're low on testosterone, congratulations, because you're part of the program now, and the program absolutely works. Jamie and I love it. So visit one of their two locations, or you also check them out online, lowtusa.com. Again, lowtusa.com. It's Mentality.
Drew Bannister, obviously any coach is looking for the right ingredients, and he's got a lot of new faces, new players. I think he's trying to figure out who fits where, but I do think that it can have an effect on players, as you touched on earlier, and I actually talked to Robert Thomas about it today. I said, what about these changes? And I got it queued up right here in my laptop. He said, definitely there's been a lot of changing up. I think it's hard. Plays happen quick, and you need to know where guys are. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get used to guys. So I think the players, as Thomas says, they are kind of going through a little bit of that. But, I guess you could look at it both ways. Some people say, hey, keep them the same and let these guys get some sort of comfort level. But, when you find yourself in a situation that the Blues are in, granted, it's early, like we keep saying, Drew Bannister wants to keep moving things to find out what works.
That was Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic, earlier today with us after Jamie asked him about the line combinations, and as JR said, they're already tinkering with the fourth line, and the fourth line has been outstanding, Jamie. So I get it. You're trying to find the right combination of players on lines. Drew Bannister is in the first one to mix and match, obviously. Coaches do it every night. But, when has it gone too far where you don't even have a good sample size to know whether or not a line works?
Yeah, it's a tough call, man. This is the struggles of a coaching staff and a team that have added so many new faces. And I think we saw a version of this in 2018, 2019, when you had so many new faces. Tyler Bozak, David Perron coming back, Ryan O'Reilly, Pat Maroon. Like, that was only 4 or 5 guys that were new here at that time. This is 7 guys now. So the coaching staff is trying to figure out who works best with who out there. Do I think that they've mixed and matched a little too much in 4 games?
Yes.
In my opinion, I feel like there's been too many different line combinations. I'm not suggesting that you can't tinker, but I feel like every game there's been 3 or 4 variations of the Robert Thomas line. Mm-hmm. Every game there's been 3 or 4 variations of the Shen line. And like Buchnevich, he's center, he's wing, he's center, he's wing. Drew Bannister spoke today and just said, no, we prefer, in a perfect world, Pavel Buchnevich is our second line center. He's our center. But then you keep putting him on the wing, too.
Right.
Because you're trying to get your team going, and I get it. When he plays wing with Thomas and Kyrie, that's a dominant line. They have their numbers as far as puck possession are way up there. They spend more time in the offensive zone. They're very dangerous. But I do feel like continuity can help a team with new faces. Even if you're not 100% satisfied with what you're seeing, even when guys aren't playing great together, they're still getting used to each other, they can still become a better line. And maybe the game has changed, and maybe I'm just the guy that's been out of the game for 10, 11 years now that just doesn't get it. But I do know from when I did play as a defenseman, it was appreciated to have a partner for an extended period of time because you got to recognize the way each other plays, strengths, weaknesses, what kind of lingo you're using on the ice, how you work off of a face-off, and like you learn things about each other.
Sure.
And same can be said about a forward group, is where you're a group of 3 trying to figure out how each and every guy plays. If every period you've got a different component, maybe it's 1 guy that's new on your line, maybe it's 2 guys that are new on your line, maybe you're on a whole new line by yourself with other new guys. Like, I just think that at some point you have to build what you think is your best lineup for that night and like ride it out. Mm-hmm. And if the situation presents itself to where, you have an offensive zone face-off, you're tied or down by a goal, other team puts their 4th line or the 3rd line on the ice, and now you have a chance to hammer the nail with Thomas, Kyrie, and Buchnevich, I'm not opposed to that. Like, I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't do anything. I just think it's been a lot.
It's crazy, too, because, like football, we don't see this that much. Basketball, we don't see it. You make some changes, especially when guys are hurt. But in hockey, it's like I feel like it's all the time. Do you guys not like each other, or like what's the deal there?
Now the players have no say in it, really. It's just when you get your name called, your number called, just go.
Coaches are kind of indecisive in hockey.
I think the coaches are at the same time as the players are learning about each other, the coaches are learning about the players.
Sure.
And the preseason, everybody thinks, well, they got the 6-7 preseason games. There's only 1 game that the Blues actually played where they had what you could call an NHL roster. Mm-hmm. That's it. After that, half the team is not here anymore. Like, those players all played in those other games, so you really can't get a great idea of what your actual team will look like or what lines will work for you, because you've had the one preseason game and now you've had 4 regular season games. Mm-hmm. So still not a whole lot of time to figure things out. It will get better, but for me, maybe I'm old school a little bit. I think you build a line that you think works. You built it for a reason, because you thought that the components worked well together. Let's give it a game. Give it a game or two to, like, see if they actually work together. One period or one bad play can't start the whole process of shuffling the deck again, because you're like, I don't know if that's going to work. And,
Yeah.
And to be fair to the coaching staff, it hasn't been ideal conditions to ride it out with your lineup, because you've been behind in almost every single game. You fall behind 2 goals in Seattle. You got to change it up a little bit. Something you got to give here. You fall behind 4-1 in San Jose. We got to get the boys going here. It's not working. And then Vegas, you get up by 1, but then you fall behind again, and then you're playing catch-up hockey. And last night you're playing catch-up hockey. Mm-hmm. So playing that kind of hockey doesn't necessarily promote continuity with your lines, because you're scrambling. You're trying to figure it out. So if the Blues want continuity and the players want to be a little more consistent with their line mates, get ahead in the game and stay ahead in the game and go win the game. And I guarantee you the coach won't screw with the lines too much.
Does it make sense to put, and when you're, like, constructing these lines, does it make sense to put your best line out there and then kind of see how everybody else falls after that? Because you said Thomas Booch and Carey together feels or seems like the best line. Wouldn't, and I'm asking because I don't know, does it make sense to have those 3 guys on the line and then, okay, Shin, you're the second line center now, because these 3 guys have to play together because they're our best offense and defensive line?
Yeah, I mean, but I guess it depends who you ask, because, the front office here, Drew Bannister in particular, when he gets asked about these things, he keeps coming back that, that he's adamant about Pavel Buchnevich being second-line center. Mm-hmm. He's our second-line center. Okay. But then you move him to the wing 2-3 times a period. Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. And again, it's just my opinion. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Maybe they have a very specific plan in place. Maybe they have certain combinations that they've written down that they're like, hey, it's time to switch, time to see this combination. I don't know. I think that the key here is they're playing a lot of catch-up hockey, which doesn't promote continuity in the lineup.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. We're going to tell you the biggest flaws of the best teams in the NFC next on 101 ESPN.
If you're looking to remodel your home or you're looking to change out your windows, please call my friends over at Window World. Remember, they are simply the best for less, and they're also the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. In just over 20 years in business, they have improved the look and thermal efficiency of over 72,000 customers in St. Louis. How do they improve the efficiency? Here's how it happens. They use a double-strength glass that gives it a strength not commonly found in replacement windows. It also makes it more efficient. How does that work? Well, because the glass is thicker, it's stronger, therefore breakage less, and then the hot weather in the summer doesn't get into your home, turning on your AC. In the winter, that cold air doesn't get into your home, forcing the furnace to work. That's how you save money right there. And that's all thanks to Window World with their quality windows. So please also remember that they give you a lifetime warranty with these windows that covers all the parts of glass breakage and the labor. Also still offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. All you got to do is pick up the phone, give them a call. Tell them Jamie from 101 ESPN sent sent you in. That number is 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800. And when you call up there and you tell them that Jamie from 101 sent you in there, that qualifies you automatically for 4 tickets to an upcoming Blues game. And if you missed that number, don't worry about it. You can visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues lose last night to the Minnesota Wild by a final score of 4-1. They'll take on the Islanders tomorrow night, and you can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN with the pregame starting at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight, right after the show, we'll have an instant replay for you leading up to Game 3 of the NLCS between the Mets and the Dodgers. That series is tied 1-1. Pregame starts at 6:30. First pitch is at 7:08. We're going to dive more into the NFL. How can these NFC contenders improve to become a true Super Bowl contender? That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All right. Marshy, your Vikings are 5-0.
Yes.
What's wrong with them, though?
What's wrong with them?
Yes. Let's dissect the Vikings here. Big weekend, Vikings-Lions. Every team's got warts. We talked about the AFC teams. Save for Kansas City. The Chiefs have no warts. They're going to be Super Bowl champions once again.
I don't believe we said that.
I didn't.
We didn't either.
Vikings.
I think for me, watching at least these past 2 weeks, my biggest thing is them allowing teams back into games. Like against Green Bay, you're up 28-0. I thought I was going to become the next Anthony Stalter. Like, I was super nervous during that second half.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean. That has bothered me a lot, and it happened last week, too, against the Jets, where you allow these teams to get back in. The offense, a little stagnant in the second half for whatever reason. I don't know if it's play calling, if it's just them not getting in a rhythm. Last week, Aaron Jones went out, so I understand that. That actually gives me a little bit of, it makes me question, okay, how good can this offense be without Aaron Jones? Because they took a step back when he was out of the game, and I didn't really like it. But I mean, other than that, like I feel like they've been playing really good ball. They're 5-0. The record shows, but that's one thing that concerns me is if you're going to go play a good team like the Lions, that team's offense is pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. They're really good, and you can't allow that team, if you are up, to have life because they will take advantage of it and they'll beat you. Yep. So that's one thing that bothers me. I'm sure there's other things that they can work on. What do you guys think?
So we haven't seen them lose yet, which is hard to diagnose what the actual issue is going to have.
They've
right?
only trailed the entire season for like over 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so
I don't want to nitpick too much.
Yeah, you don't know what to pick apart. I do worry about if Aaron Jones is out.
Yeah.
He's got the bye. He had the bye week last week, so hopefully he's back this week.
He was at practice, so
we saw what happened a year ago when the Vikings did not have a run game. There's only so much Kirky football can do before his Achilles tears, right? But when it comes to the Vikings this year, I think part of the greatness of Sam Darnold this season has been the balance. You've had a balanced attack.
And that's why they went and got Cam Akers, who they brought in last season. I don't know how much of a difference he'll make, but it's more like depth.
What?
I mean, Aaron. Every time I watch Aaron Jones run the football, he's getting like 5 yards.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
He's a dude.
I know they got Josh Jacobs, but I still didn't understand the Packers getting rid of him. But whatever.
Maybe it's because his injuries.
Maybe. But I think if he's healthy, that offense is absolutely balanced. From a defensive standpoint, can they continue to out-scheme teams? Like, I don't know, CD. Maybe it's just difficult, but I've never understood why more teams didn't take the Bill Belichick approach, like Brian Flores is doing. I'm putting together a defense that is going to slow you down.
Right.
I'm not going to just put a defense out there.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of teams just, hey, we do what we do. But Brian Flores is saying, I have a specific defensive game plan that will stop the Lions. A week from now, I'm not going to do that.
I think because it's difficult to have that many things that you do well, be multifaceted. It's easier to say, this is what we hang our hat on.
Sure.
This is what we're going to get after the quarterback, or we're going to zone blitz, or we're going to drop 7 into coverage and force you to try to figure it out. I think it's difficult week in and week out to game plan for that specific team. It takes a group of players with a high level of football IQ that understand exactly what the goal is, where you're trying to attack the opposing team, and how and where your holes are, where you could get beat at if you aren't in the right position. So it's a high level intellect group that is able to do that. And I think the Vikings have done that thus far. My only concern, and I've mentioned this to you all at times before, is the Sam Darnold, is he able to keep this up? Like, that's my main question for the Vikings right now. It's nothing else. I think defensively, as a collective group, they've been playing well. Offensively, they've been playing well. They've been playing well in all facets. But can Sam Darnold keep that up? And if he can, then you're looking at the NFC North Division champions.
Tanisha from the Snake Pit. I read this fast. She said, I'm ready for Stalter to get off the fast lane. Chiefs bandwagon. Like, damn, Tanisha. But I get it.
The 636 says
fan.
the Belichick approach is to cheat.
Right,
Yes,
man.
that's correct.
You ain't cheating, you
yeah.
ain't trying.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh? I heard that. Might have heard it from Bill himself. I don't know.
All right, Jamie.
Yeah,
Your Lions.
What about them?
Where's the weakness?
Yeah, defensive end right now. I mean,
Fair enough.
the rest of it, like the secondary is
Mid.
fine. It's fine.
It's
The offense is more than
Offense is
fine.
good.
The offense is elite, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Watching, what's his name? Montgomery. That guy's an animal.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bowling
I
ball.
love both of them.
Dude, he's an animal.
Jameer Gibbs.
I love
He
him
ran
and
over
Gibbs.
like 4 or 5 guys in one run last week
Yeah.
for a touchdown.
Dude, that overtime win against the Rams, where he just flat out said, "I'm like, yeah, I don't care how many you have over there. You can jump on this back, and I'm going to take you to the
I'm
end zone."
calling game.
Yeah, he did. He totally did.
So for me, it's the defensive side of the ball for the Lions, where they've improved quite a bit. But when you lose your best defensive player, arguably maybe one of the best defensive players in the entire league, that's gonna stink.
So I think we can run through the same thing with these other teams: Lions, Commanders, Falcons, Bucks. Defense, Eagles, defense. Is their defense going to let them down? Because offensively, Lions, elite. Falcons, not elite early on when they played the Steelers because they just ran one formation as if that was going to work. But the Falcons' defense, very opportunistic.
Yeah.
But even against the Panthers last week, Chuba Hubbard was gaining yards 5, 6 a carry. We saw the Eagles on that Monday night do the same thing against Atlanta. They're opportunistic. They'll get picks. They'll get sacks in the key times, but they won't get sacks big. They'll punch the ball out, specifically Jesse Bates.
Yeah.
But, defensively, can that work for the entire season? Eagles shredded through the air consistently. Commanders, we saw the Ravens do whatever they want offensively to them. So I think that is kind of the theme for some of these NFC contenders. It's how good is your defense. Vikings, you don't have that issue. Packers, I would say you don't have that issue. Bears, defensively, are sound.
Yeah.
49ers, they've had their hiccups, but I think defensively they're going to be there in the end. Cowboys, I don't consider a contender.
I threw them on there just because.
As a joke, like a kind of a joke.
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
For us to kind of laugh, giggle.
Kind of laugh, you know.
Yeah.
They are the Cowboys, you know.
How about them Cowboys? Doesn't matter.
They don't have a running game.
They don't have much of anything. They don't have defense. Got guys hurt. They don't have a running game.
Nope.
Dak is got one viable receiver, pretty good tight end.
And that's it.
Him and that receiver are not getting along right now.
CD Lumps, he wants you to throw the jump ball.
Yeah. Just throw it up.
Jump ball.
Throw it up.
As well, everything else isn't working.
No, CD's right. It's two passes, which is why when you go into Pittsburgh and do what you did against the Steelers, that's impressive. That's impressive. Did you ever notice that when CD's talking about the Steelers being great, he hasn't mentioned that the Cowboys beat them?
Yeah, I don't. You know how you don't mention that the Steelers beat the Falcons?
I do mention it a lot.
Whoa.
Do you?
Hold on. Who beat the Falcons?
The Steelers.
TJ Watt and Chris Boswell.
They are. What team do they play for?
The Steelers.
It's a team game.
Those are two guys.
They beat the NFC South champions.
They're not. They didn't play the Bucks.
No, that's the Falcons. They're going to the NFC South.
No, the current.
The current champs
Jamie, you stop
and
it.
the future champs.
Hey,
you
are
stop
fire
Get it
them
right.
cannons.
You want the Falcons to be a wild card team, don't you?
No, not one bit.
You don't want them to make the playoffs?
He wants them to have
I want them to win the
game.
division.
Oh, well, then
that's
why
why I'm
you-
talking up the Bucks.
Oh,
He's doing what you do, Marshy.
This is all getting
I don't
very
know what you're
confusing.
talking about.
It really is getting confusing.
There's no way that the Falcons are going to win that
Falcons
division.
beat the Bucks, and the Bucks
Barely.
lost to the Broncos.
Barely.
No, not barely to the
Yeah, but
Broncos.
the Bucks beat the Lions.
Barely.
I'm just saying.
Not really. All right. Bet the board. 3 stars of the day. Criticisms and compliments. All next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of great financing, that's what they have at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Low finance rates available right now throughout their Fall into Savings event, like 0% APR on Pathfinders, Rogues, and Altimas, plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on Frontier. They got low lease payment options like $329 a month on 2024 Nissan Rogues. If you're looking for an affordable brand new vehicle, maybe you got a first-time driver, you want to put them in something that is reliable and give yourself a little peace of mind, check out the 2024 Nissan Kicks, Sentras, and Versas, all priced below $23,000 right now. And the 2024 Rogues and Altimas starting below $30,000. It's all available at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. In fact, they've got over 700 new and used vehicles there. It's the largest, best used selection in St. Louis. You're bound to find the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle and your budget. Plus, new Nissans and Select New come with their complimentary lifetime warranty. New Nissans come with a 30-day return promise and complimentary Nissan maintenance plan. You can check them out in Herculaneum or online at AutoCentersNissan.com. Again, it's Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Let's bet that board. Marsh, what's the latest standings?
Anthony, you are leading the charge right now with 6 points. Carey, Jamie, tied at 5. I'm at 2.
Marsh, your comeback is well on its way.
Sure.
Well on its way. All right. I don't like this team at all, but the price is right. Give me them Dodgers, minus 115 on the money line. Give me them Dodgers. I wanted the Utah Hockey Club, but That price went way up. So,
all right.
Give me them Dodgers.
I'm looking at the standings. Jamie, you and I have lost and won on the exact same days every time.
Yeah, we do that on purpose. Good.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. Give me Mookie Betts, 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 115.
World Series can't come soon enough. What? The wheels are going to seize up for Carey.
They're going to fall off when I...
All right.
Hilarious.
Sidney Crosby is 1 point away from 1,600. Evgeny Malkin is 1 goal away from 500. I think they might get that on the same play tonight. I got the Penguins on the money line over the Sabres, minus 117.
All right.
Give me Luis Severino over 4.5 strikeouts tonight at minus 125.
Okay. Let's bet the board. What do we got for criticisms and compliments?
So this is from the 314. We got this text around 4:30. Just got in my wife's car. 102.5 is playing. Alanis Morissette right now.
Wow. I wonder what song that was dedicated to you. Which one was it, you think?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was that one.
It's like Jamie Rivers when he's playing hockey.
On our first date.
There you go.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Good job.
She's a really nice person, guys.
Okay. No, yeah.
Oh, cool.
We know.
Yep.
Got a text from the 314. OMG, not the Mets song. Just got back in town yesterday from my cruise, and I've missed you guys so much. The way you guys laugh, make the afternoon drive wonderful. Don't ever give this up. You guys are amazing.
Wow.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right.
Holy smokes.
Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Don't ever give it up.
No, we won't.
Wow, that was honestly one of the best.
Doesn't mean they can't
compliments we've
fire us,
gotten.
but we won't give
Well,
it
yeah,
up.
no, they can definitely
You
fire
hold
us.
on.
Hey, try and hold on.
Don't go anywhere.
Honestly, every day one of us says something fireable.
Yeah, seriously, you guys got to be careful.
Maybe like this, the water boy compliment whenever listening to the Fast Lane. I do it hard, and I love it. My wife loves you guys. I can listen to you guys all night long. Thanks, Dobbs.
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
Very well.
Way to go, water boy.
Oh, boys, can I give a little shout out?
No.
Sure.
All right. I got my truck cleaned up the other day, detailed, and a friend of mine, his teenage boys are trying to start their little business going. It's called Dobrnick Detailing. There's no skin in the game for me here. Nothing to do with that at all. They did an amazing job.
There you go.
2 teenage boys. You sit there and you're like, okay, I wonder what this is going to be like. My truck was a disaster. Had food in it. I mean, I live in my truck sometimes with the amount of them traveling around. And when they were done, it was unreal. So shout out to those guys, and shout out to kids that are out there doing that stuff, working hard, starting
Absolutely.
little businesses.
Good call.
Doesn't mean ultimately that's what you're going to do, but it says
Start
a lot about those
somewhere, man.
kids and the pride that they took doing it. So it was awesome.
That's
Very
good.
nice.
That's great to hear. Absolutely. Hey, by the way, you can catch me and Rafe tomorrow night. Hot Shots in Fenton from 6:30 to 8:30. Come hang out with us. Watch Thursday Night Football between the Broncos and the Saints. While you're there, you get signed up for some Point and 101 ESPN giveaways and enjoy a cold Bud Light on Rafe. That's this Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 with Rafe and me, Anthony Stalter, at Hot Shots in Fenton. It's all refreshed by Bud Light.
For the 314, I work until 6:30 p.m. every day, and you guys make my afternoon great.
Thank you. Wow,
Thank you very
these
much.
are so
Appreciate that.
nice.
From the 417, you guys were okay.
Okay.
I'm grounded again.
Yep. All right.
Right back to reality.
Appreciate that.
Tanisha told me to get off the fast lane.
She said, get the fast
Lane off the Chiefs bandwagon.
Oh, I just read the first part.
She's right.
Lisa says, guys, have a good night.
Thank you,
That's
Lisa.
it,
Thank
Lisa?
you, Lisa. Appreciate
Wow.
it.
Normally it's, hey, have a great night. You guys are my favorite.
Yeah, we're not today.
I'm not sure at that. No, not today.
Not today.
Suck today.
Yep.
That guy sucks. Tanisha says, bye, Snake Pit. Everyone have a good evening.
Good night. Good evening.
Good night and good evening.
Yeah. Good evening and good night.
Fire up Illini.
They play tonight?
No.
No.
Oh, I was like,
Play
what the hell?
Saturday
On a
against
Wednesday night?
Michigan.
It's not the action, is it?
Not
It's
Max.
Tuesday night, and no.
Illini playing Michigan this week?
Yep.
It's a big week.
Big week.
Who are you rooting for?
ILL.
Well, you just never know these days.
I'm not. I don't root for teams not my
The
team.
people's elbow right there.
You know? Wow. I hear him.
That's awesome.
Let's talk on Monday, Marshy.
I mean, I don't care who wins.
Looks good on. No.
I'll root for the Illini.
5-1 looks good on you all.
Tanisha said, I would never tell you to get off the fast lane. I love you guys. Thank you. Rhythm Maker. Y'all's relentless banter is hilarious. Love it. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's get to
Splashback Deuce told us to get off the fast lane. Yeah, Splashback Deuce said get off the fast lane.
Oh.
Let's go to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day will go to the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah.
The Frankfurter.
No.
Frankmobile.
Frankmobile.
It's a big wiener car right there.
Yeah, it is. Big old wiener.
2nd star of the day goes to the real Carey Davis.
Carey Davis.
Can the real Carey Davis please stand up?
Please stand up. Please stand up.
There we go. 1st star of the day goes to the 2025 Cardinals slogan.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, all
Got
of
a
them.
bunch of them.
So many to pick from.
I mean,
Love it.
if the Cardinals don't send us and our listeners maybe a little care package for what we did for them today with their slogans and what our listeners did,
That was hilarious.
then I don't really know what they're looking for from a marketing standpoint.
Probably one of the funniest segments we've had.
And they killed it.
They did. Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
just choose one.
It's amazing how those segments work sometimes.
That was hilarious.
They just casually, and then it
That
just
was
is
one of the
like
funniest damn
a tsunami
segments.
of slogans hit the text.
That was in the 6-pack, too.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even a segment we...
No.
Yep. All right, that'll do it for us. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We appreciate each and every one of you. See you.